You have not bothered me all day long. Now you want to come on with to get on.
Okay,
He just trying
so
to look. He looking right
this
in your
is Zip. We back live. I promised these people a podcast, so they want to get on and they want a podcast. So I'm gonna let them podcast because these are deep thoughts from Shallow Mind. It's another person, but he's just not in the camera right now. My brother-in-law, he came up to with that name, so we got to give him all the credit for that. I don't know why they talking about shallow minds though, because all these people got degrees in here. So, but I guess it do make sense because wait,
The more you
we
learn,
can be a little shallow.
Yeah.
The more you know,
the
the
more
less
you
common
realize
sense
you
you
don't really
lose.
know.
Yeah. We got some deep thoughts, but it's
Yeah.
not coming from a deep place.
From the surface.
Yeah.
From the so right here,
Right
we only
here.
using this
Right
part of our
here.
brain tonight.
We're using our under 24 brain.
Oh, under
Under
24.
24.
Okay,
24.
so can I use my 12-year-old brain or which brain I can use?
No, I'm gonna need you
Nah,
to
you
use
gotta
over
bring it out
21.
a little bit more.
Over 21.
Over 21, but under 24.
Y'all asking a lot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that small space where you almost start to realize.
So let me write down what age I am. I'm
I
gonna
might not be as smart as I
Right.
thought I was. Yeah.
And
right.
and that my mama might have been right. I'm not saying that she is,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
but she might have been.
But at 24, my ego is still too high. Literally.
20.
But at 24, I still have my ego is still in a space where it can't tell her yet
yeah.
that she
Who
was right.
was 24 when telling their mamas? Oh,
But she was right.
No.
No,
Yeah.
like in your head,
Ready,
you was
yeah.
like, dang, dog, like maybe she was right about this.
I think that's about right.
But
I don't think I was like,
a little bit more.
But we weren't ready to admit
yeah.
it yet.
I think I was probably 30 when I was admitting like, man,
dang,
dang, she was
dog.
right.
I think there is a point when you turn 30 and you're standing in your kitchen and you said for the last time, well, if you just prep it as you go and clean it as you go,
Come on.
then you wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah.
And when you
preaching.
say
As you go. Yeah.
you wait for this problem,
Mhm.
you realize, oh crap, I sound just like that woman.
Or
Mm.
I never forget my mama saying, deep thoughts, shallow minds.
Deep thoughts, shallow
My mama
minds.
said, you'll understand when you have your own.
Yeah.
And baby, I didn't necessarily birth the ones I got, but I promise you, some things got
You
real
understand
quick.
now. You understand,
Some
right?
things got real quick.
Okay,
Quick.
you understand.
You
So
got a 16-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they looking at you and you looking at them, and you going, how we got here?
Yeah.
And they looking at you like, how we got here?
like we don't even know how
How
we
we
got
got
here.
here.
I did a post the other day. I had put that. I said when you and I meant what I said, but now that I'm thinking about this deep thoughts with shallow minds,
Come on.
you be thinking sometime like, who are these people?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like as they get older, I keep looking at them like, who kids are these? Like, did I have these kids?
And you wonder, was that me? I think Victor and I have a lot of those moments of, did I act like that?
Yeah.
And I think I did. Yes. Yes. And you're like,
Oh, you know
did,
what?
but
I didn't
how
really
did you
introduce
do that?
y'all. So
Oh.
okay. So first of all, so they know when we responded to each other why we know this much about each other.
Yeah.
So this is my sister. This is my middle sister. I have a baby sister.
Go. Keep going. Keep going.
I
Come
mean,
on. Come on.
25
Say
yet,
it.
right?
Say it.
She ain't 25 yet.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So she's still in the frontal lobe.
Yeah,
Okay.
That front lobe, yeah.
All right, cool.
That front lobe is still open.
The frontal lobe still open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when what had happened was, under 24, the front lobe hasn't closed in yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think
you
they-
still like got milk behind your ears, what you
what,
saying.
no, what it is that's what impulse control
Uh-huh.
happens right here in the frontal lobe.
Okay.
So when that
That's why
frontal
they-
lobe is not closed,
Okay.
it hasn't closed yet.
Stuff.
So it's like that. What's happening is that their impulse control, there is none. There is no control for their impulses. So they say stuff, they do stuff that they ain't got no business doing. So
Right.
it's something I tell the kids that my students.
Hold on, I gotta introduce you first. 'Cause
Oh,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
I got
Because
something to add to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my sister from another mother.
Yeah.
This is like my best friend in the whole wide world. If I ain't never had a best friend, boy, this lady done been through so much
Come
stuff
on
with me,
now.
baby.
Come on.
Woo!
That's a whole nother podcast.
This a friend that don't judge you for nothing. I don't care what kind of crazy stuff I do.
That will
This
walk
lady-
in your house.
this lady
and
with
fold-
it.
Hold on. That will walk in your house, fold your sofa full of clothes,
Okay.
and leave and not say a word.
Nothing. Well, take care of your kids and
Come on.
you like okay, who fixed this food
Yeah.
for y'all? And why y'all who gave you that cornbread?
Yeah.
And
And y'all clean? Y'all got on clothes? Like, what are y'all doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It will sit in the room with you with a fan.
Come on now.
Okay.
And an open window.
With no please don't open the
Come
window.
on.
And don't move, close that door. Close the door because come on now, I got the
Come on.
room and I'm in the room with the fan, and you see you see me walk from one room to another room with a fan, Shan with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Bless the
saying?
Lord.
Shan, we going in the room with a fan. You coming? I guess I'm gonna come.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
ain't
here
got
now.
no choice. We here.
We here
So
now.
like this is my ride or die friend. Like for real. Like she been through a lot of stuff with me in
You're
life.
And we chose not to die. We chose to just live.
Yeah.
Right.
We chose to live. But if we needed to,
Huh.
if it was us or them,
It's them.
it's them.
It's them.
It's
And
them.
we gotta say thank you to Poppy because Poppy is who introduced us. Even though I was scared to talk to y'all, and I thought, man, I don't want to talk to these people, but y'all have brought me to these people church, man. Like y'all tripping, like who? And Shan, hey girl,
I was
you
looking
too
at
close
it
to
like-
me. I was just telling somebody how y'all stole my jacket though. Like I was telling them how y'all stole my jacket.
stole
You
your
and
jacket?
Celeste stole my jacket.
What happened?
Y'all stole my little blue jacket. I used to come in. You know what I'm saying?
And what we did?
I put it on the thing and it came up missing. Y'all brought me a sweater. So y'all the reason why I wear sweaters to this day.
Oh, well, we were tired of seeing you in the blue jacket.
Y'all was tired of seeing me in the blue jacket, but I was really partial to my blue jacket, you know? And anyway, I was probably in my frontal lobe because I was under I was 20 something then. So, you know, like now that I'm older and I really think about it, I said,
You got to get back in the screenshot. You know?
oh, I ain't in the screenshot.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. So I was thinking about it. I was telling somebody about it the other day because I was telling them, I was talking about you as usual. And I was saying, you know, like, I really watched my friend transition to like this amazing person overnight. Like she just became like this different woman. And she's married now.
Yeah, I'm
And,
married now. and I still hanging out.
You know what? It's the mark of a beautiful marriage when you can hang out
Yeah,
without the pressure of you got to brush back
yeah,
because the other person can't breathe.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the
I'm
Lord want me
excited.
to be Paul.
And a tribute to your marriage that your husband could sit in the same room and just be like,
I don't care.
and give us great ideas.
Right. Because we got to credit him for this one.
Yeah.
Shallow. Let's say it again, Shane. Go ahead.
Deep thoughts from shallow minds.
Right. Right.
Deep thoughts
So
from
back
shallow
to
minds.
y'all talking about these
Yeah,
people
yeah.
when they
So
front
what
lobe
happens
not
is
open.
and I tell the kids that I don't negotiate with terrorists because what had happened was I had these kids that they wanted to negotiate back and forth.
Mm.
Well, what if we do this? Then we could do this. And so they wanted to go back and forth. Well, I had to kind of break it down, right? I said, okay, let me help you out with something. I said, I don't negotiate with terrorists. I take the stance of the United States. I do not negotiate with
We gotta put this
terrorists.
fan right here so this don't get hot.
I don't negotiate with terrorists, foreign or domestic.
Right.
So they were like, so we're the terrorists?
Mhm.
Hey, no, you take it how you want to. Anybody under 24 is a terrorist. And they kind of looking around and said, it's inference. You know, now we're working, you know, we're all about them applying what they've learned. I said, it's, they were like, so what you're saying is we're terrorists. Go ahead. Great. So that'll work. Go ahead. Go ahead. Now, you know,
Keep it up.
keep it up. Yeah, like you're doing well. You're doing well.
Right.
Like I always tell them, you're safe. You're safe. You're in a good place. And so, you know, I was just like, yeah, I said, I don't negotiate with terrorists, foreign or domestic. If you're under 24, you are a terrorist. And so
I tell my kids they visitors.
yeah,
I say
so-
y'all visitors. I don't you like y'all are traveling people, so I don't know what what it is y'all want from me.
Yeah.
But as y'all travel through
Life journey.
right, life journey, this is y'all travelers. So they like, we travelers? Yes. Because this is not your final destination.
I think I might be in the middle here though.
Okay.
Okay.
Because to be honest, right, frontal lobe is knotted up. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just how you route it. Because from an evolutionary standpoint, when we're all out there, when we first started, we got our little tribes.
Mhm.
We got our young people out there doing adventurous things, building new places, going out where we ain't going. I ain't going out way out there to make new settlement. You go, you set it up, and then you bring me back food. We need that adventurous spirit on them to keep them moving forward, right? It's just, well, nowadays we have everything so closed in that they don't have as much space to explore and be wild. And
Well,
I
see,
hate to use the C word, but the C word, be crazy.
well, see, the thing is that I'm talking about when they trying to do that back and forth with you.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be an emotional
Yeah,
terrorist.
So I ain't going back and forth with you.
No,
I take a lot of.
negotiate.
I
Push
negotiate.
him over here.
Exactly.
Go do that.
I got to give a shout out to my T-shirt. Real quick, I just thought about it. So let me tell you what happened. What had happened was, so I put on this T-shirt this morning, and my husband, I don't know, it's just kind of random. I was like, my T-shirt in the picture, and you can't really see what's on it. So my T-shirt, can you tell what the picture is?
It's an elephant.
It's an elephant, right? What color is the elephant?
He's white.
He's white.
Yeah.
I'll read the back of my shirt.
We did a white elephant gift exchange, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
You know what? Now, who gave you
So
that?
shout out to Andy Ballestero.
That's funny.
That's funny.
We were passing at our leadership meeting for church. We were passing the shirt, we were passing gifts around, and then I got his, and as soon as I opened, I was like, I know who this is because he makes T-shirts. So I was like, this is great. So this morning, I was leaving home. Anthony was like, "You wearing that shirt?" I was like, "Yeah."
It's your
It was a gift.
I was like, he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." It was like on top. Like it was directly
Like,
on
here
top.
goes shirt.
So
But I mean, aren't you breaking the rule since it says white elephant shirt? Christmas present. Is it not a Christmas shirt even though it's blue?
but can I only wear Christmas time?
I think you can only wear it during Christmas time.
Nah, I kind of wear my pajamas, my Christmas pajamas anytime. Because, like, if they're in the rotation, no, they're in the rotation.
But you gotta fold them up and put them away.
Deep thoughts, shallow minds.
Deep thought, shallow minds.
This
Because
is my deep
well,
thought.
you
gotta
well,
fold
Okay, so
I don't know.
every year for Christmas, okay, so this is my 10th year at my school. So every year what we've done is, you know, like when you have your Christmas party, you know, the kids can wear like an ugly sweater or, you know, it doesn't have to be ugly sweater, but, you know, like something Christmas themed. So they can be out of uniform in their top and have on like a Christmas themed T-shirt or something Christmas themed. So I bought a turtleneck from the Walmarts. Can I say stores names?
You can say whatever
Okay,
you
what
want
I
to
wanna
say.
Okay, from the Walmarts. And I'm pretty sure it cost this 10 years ago. So we talk about free everything.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure it was probably about $3.97.
that's not bad.
It was
I wish.
a turtleneck, a red turtleneck, and it has Christmas lights on it.
Uh-huh.
I only wear that shirt on the day that we're having our school Christmas party.
So what did you do in the meantime? Do you store? And this is my geeky point
Okay,
here.
go ahead.
I like to fold it down, put it in a plastic container. Just recently, I let them hang out in the closet this year, though.
Oh, okay.
But it's a risk because you know they might get messed up.
This lady is organized.
Yeah,
Because
like,
baby, I'm not. Hey, listen.
That's to my soul. This made my heart. You know what? It made all those Wednesday nights. On the Slurpee train. Get
I
ice
love
train.
the
Get
train.
ice on the icy
That's
train.
right.
Made it all work.
This
Look at
lady
you.
is
Oh, you're an
organized.
amazing wife and mother. Like, oh my gosh, girl. Oh.
Because baby, I don't care. Like, if it's in the rotation, it's in the
So,
rotation.
to answer your question, I don't wear turtlenecks on it. So
Yeah.
to answer your question, no, it's actually folded up in the drawer with my pajamas.
Yeah.
And then I always remember to wear it because I know that's when I'm gonna wear it. But no, if it come up in the rotation in my pajamas, then you know, whatever they are. I have some pajama bottoms that are Christmas themed. And they're also kind of warm as well, but I'm generally always cold.
Do you replace them every year for every Christmas year? Do you replace the pajamas?
No, they was on clearance. And see what they having to buy them because I was like, oh, these up here comfortable.
I'm
So
telling
you wear
you,
them year round.
this lady, I'm telling you, this lady,
Like-
this, okay.
Now, also,
I don't know where she get
Yeah,
this
fix
from,
right.
cause I'm like, first of all, I'm not buying Christmas pajamas, y'all. I'm just not wearing.
we did.
If somebody buying for me, I'm gonna wear them,
we
you know.
did
But
it
I'm
the year
not buying them.
before, like not this last Christmas, but Christmas before, like Christmas Day, we all wore pajamas and we all wore the red and black flannel pajamas.
Right.
And so, when my grandmother passed away, I had got some items from her, and I had got a set of her pajamas, which were the flannel red and black.
Mhm.
And so, my niece's first Christmas, did I have them on? Yeah, I had them. I had them on like with her, but I don't wear those necessarily. They don't necessarily come up in the rotation,
Uh-huh.
but you know,
Deep thoughts, shallow
deep
minds.
thoughts, shallow minds. It's one of those things where sometimes when I'm wanting to feel closer to her, like
Yeah.
I'll grab them, and
Yeah.
especially the top. I could like take a shower and have on any pajama bottoms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just walk around the house
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I'll just put the shirt on and maybe just sit.
Yeah.
And not, it ain't, nothing like, I ain't talking about nothing like, really serious, but just, okay, it's just a comfort.
Yeah.
It's a space of comfort. And so
I could dig
in
it.
that
Mhm.
instance, yes.
Yeah.
But the real Christmas, with like they like that soft green and,
Mhm.
got Christmas stuff on it. So it's obvious that those are Christmas.
I just stopped buying the Christmas stuff
Yeah. I don't
Because-
generally do that, yeah.
because it doesn't give me like an anxiety,
Yeah.
but I feel like I'm out of the section of what it should be on.
Yeah.
So they did ask me to wear pajamas to work this year, and I said,
It's like,
"Excuse me, you want?"
I
me to
work
do
from
what?"
home and they was wanting to wear pajamas, and I was like, I'm not gonna get on this camera with no pajamas. Like, I'm just not gonna do it now. But see, me, I'm a completely different from y'all. As y'all put on pajamas, I just put on clothes. Like if I see some shorts, I'm putting them on, and you might see me out in them same shorts. Not that day, but after I wash them, I might be like, oh, I want to put them shorts on to go to the store. So, and I'm not buying nothing for Christmas, nothing special to put on. No.
Well, we also work outside the home, so then that's something different.
Yeah.
And we work at schools. So for me, it's really just about being,
In the spirit with them.
of what it is,
I can
yeah.
understand.
In the culture of what you're doing, joining
Yes.
in with the kids to
I
just,
can dig it.
to do what they're doing. But I could look completely ridiculous because I got on this turtleneck, which, we haven't had a cold Christmas in a while.
Yeah.
And so, or on that day anyway, it seems like that day is always hot. So
It's
I'm just
warm.
like, oh my gosh. But for the spirit of Christmas, for the spirit of what it is, I just wear it. And then I have on some ridiculous socks that will have a Christmas
Now-
theme.
Now, I
Probably do
love
that.
my ridiculous socks.
Yeah.
I purposely go to the store to buy my wild socks.
Where you go?
It's called I want to say Zip Socks or something like it's in the mall. It's a mall place.
Okay. Quality. Sure enough. Dollar Tree.
Really?
Got the
Dollar
best
Tree.
socks in the world.
Best socks in the world.
Best socks in the world.
Best
Dollar
socks.
Tree got
Dollar
the best
Tree.
socks.
Dollar
Best socks and best headscarves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can believe
Tree.
that.
Hold on. And hair products.
Oh yeah, because you can really find some good
Fill my
stuff.
Are you?
Is your
Fill
hair
my
soft?
Fill my hair. And even if I let you take it out, Dollar Tree.
Well, you know what? Shan has always been thrifty.
Yeah.
I would say that Shan has always been thrifty.
Yeah.
She gonna find.
That's
gonna
how
find
I
a
learned
deal.
how to find better deals.
Like what? And I'm talking about like this hair ain't easy to detangle. Because if you would have seen it yesterday,
Mhm.
you would have been like, okay, this what we doing today.
I haven't really been in there in a long time.
But I'm telling you,
Oh, you don't go
Dollar
to the
Tree.
Dollar Tree?
I'm not bougie.
That's the first thing she went with. Nobody said. Ain't nobody
Hey,
said
what?
that. No. Did you say that?
I know,
Did you say
no,
that?
no.
You didn't say that, right?
No.
Because I didn't say
Because
that.
I mean,
but,
we put clothes away in containers.
okay.
I
Well,
just,
so you're not bougie. Go ahead. We're listening.
Deep thoughts.
I just don't go. I don't get out there very often.
Is there one near your house?
Just so you
I'm
know,
just asking.
Yes.
you know that you can order online from Dollar Tree.
I think it's better to
You can
order
order
online.
online
from Dollar-
Girl, hold on.
Yeah.
And you can have it sent to like one of the stores.
Yeah, and then go pick it up.
if you haven't sent to one of the stores, the shipping is free.
Wow. So the last time I went there, I had to get some items for because I do the banquet for the band.
Okay.
I had to get some little glass things to make these. You saw the arrangement. I made these flower arch arrangements
Okay.
out of the happy,
Right.
and they had that. I didn't know they had all that stuff going on with the.
Yeah, because you're not bougie.
But yeah, the socks.
I don't know. You know when somebody blurts something out, you right?
Yeah, we just-
You know how you in the conversation and you're not really talking about that
Yeah.
person, or you're not even
Yeah.
really talking about their situation. You're just talking. You feel what I'm saying?
I think my
And then-
statement would have been, "I'm not that bougie not to go."
Oh, I was going to say
$2
now. Let's tell the truth
general.
now. Let's tell the truth because like everybody
Oh, people talking
in
to us.
this. Oh, yeah, it was Yoli.
Oh, hey, Yoli. Did I mention Yoli?
I think she went out. But everybody got a little bougie in them.
Exactly.
But I will say this though. I realized this whole week that people who can afford to live, and I'm not maybe even live comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody have some struggles from time to time. They just plain. They just do plain stuff. They just put on plain clothes, nothing flashy, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure out then why everybody who don't be having money be looking so flashy?
Because
It's a trick.
Well, see, it's the trick that we have to let, like, okay, in order to be rich, you have to look rich. You know, when we get caught up in that, look good, feel good. Okay, that's great. Like, but I can look good. Let me tell you what, my mama would look like $1 million. And we riding around in the hoot of the hoopty. When case in point, I had to get stitches in my face, right? If I told you the whole story, it's a whole lot. But anyway, I had to get stitches in my face. So we go to the hospital and we walk in and, I get the stitches, right? We come back to get the stitches taken out. My mama is cute because the first time it's an emergency, I just got to get you there. I'm not saying she wasn't decent, but she was just dressed.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the second time we go, she a little cuter. She more prepared, right? And nice hat. You know how my mama do the whole night,
she
right?
big.
She walked in, purse, all that, looking like she looked, right? A whole $1,001,000. So the doctor is talking. He's taking the stitches out. He's talking. He's like, yeah, we could really get that cleared up because the stitch is right here at my lip. Mind you, it's my senior year. I haven't taken senior pictures yet. Like, it's a lot going on. And this was the first time I realized I was even vain, but that's a whole nother, how to say, chicken dinner. So at any rate, the doctor says, yes, we can get that all cleared up. And, it's like, I can get you in contact with a good plastic surgeon. And my mom is standing there like, oh, okay. She's like she's almost affirming what this man is saying and agreeing with him. And I'm sitting there going,
like, girl, you cannot afford a plastic surgery. Oh, go ahead on, girl.
This covered under my military insurance because my father was in the military.
Right.
So, I'm like, that come with the card? Like, like this is what we're doing. And so we walking out and we leaving. And like, you can't see the scar, but in order to do that, like during the daytime, I put aloe on the scar, which was nasty because, sweat. And then at night, I put cocoa butter on it, like real cocoa butter, how we used to have cocoa butter in the stick, right?
Yeah.
So that's what helped with the scar not be scarish. So at any rate, we were walking out, and like I got up the nerve to like ask my mom. I was like, Mom, because I thought the stitches was gonna take me out.
Right.
I was like, I'm getting plastic surgery. Like, I didn't realize I signed up for that. Like, did I sign up for that? Did you just schedule plastic surgery? Now, all the man said was, I suggest plastic surgery. I'm trying to figure out who he's talking to. So he says that she was like, girl, no. Now, mind you, we're walking to a car that had been given to us, a small, and when I say pooped, let me tell you what, my mama, if it got us where we had to go, that was it. Everybody had one of these cars, or you knew somebody that had one of these cars. in the passenger seat, front passenger seat, there was a hole in the floor.
Ours was in the back. Ours was in the back seat.
Which was always me because I was the oldest. And being the oldest, I always sat in the front. And when my grandma got the car, she sit in the front seat. She always sat in the back seat. You had to sit with your legs.
Hey, right in the
And
back
balance
seat.
out.
Yeah,
You
balance
gotta
out.
go- and we like, Mom, we can see the ground. Like, lady, you getting mad at us
Yeah.
because we can see the ground.
And it's hot.
And it's hot because
And it's
now
hot.
you don't want us to put that, you don't want us to roll down the window
Yeah.
because you talking about it's air coming in here. The air only in the front, girl. We hot back here. Yo, I'm like, Mom, oh my goodness.
And oh man, that's so funny.
And
yeah.
she just kept that car. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like my mama kept that car so long it didn't make no sense. I remember that same car somebody we had came here. Where was we living? We was living somewhere else, but we had came to Tampa, and she had her purse on the back seat. And the boy just pushed the window, like the little side window. He
And
pushed the
I
window and
remember
grabbed the purse. She talking about, y'all get him. Y'all get him. Hey, girl, listen. Who finna get him?
Now was that
Who
St.
finna
Pete
get
or was
him?
that High Point?
No, that we was in Tampa. We had came to Tampa and she was like, y'all go, he done took my purse. Y'all done took my purse. Girl, we didn't even see he came up the thief in the night. I'm talking about he pushed that window and grabbed that purse. I said, you shouldn't have had your purse on the seat. Oh, you try.
But we always look good.
Yeah.
Always.
I think
Always.
now it's a little different though, right? Because then it was a level of protection so that you can get those services without being, kind of dismissed.
But I think also culturally, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because there was a time when if you stepped out the house, woman, man stepped out the house, unless you were going to like cut the grass,
Mhm.
like people were dressed.
Yes.
You know, I was telling somebody, no, what we talking about today or whatever it was, but having that conversation about the separation of your clothes. Like I had church clothes, I had school clothes, and I had play clothes. I mean,
Right.
of course, and then you had night clothes, but
Right.
you wasn't going nowhere. There was no crossing of those clothes. If I had to dress up for school for a special occasion or something to that effect,
Mhm.
my mama would go buy me
Mhm.
something for that event.
For that event.
Yeah.
For
Right.
that event. For church,
Mhm.
when I came home from church, I got out of my church clothes and went into my play clothes. From
Right.
school, you got out of your school clothes, you went into your play clothes.
Mhm.
When you took a bath, then you changed out of your play clothes, you went into
To your night clothes. Right.
And it's so funny because my husband still does that.
Mhm.
Like he'll come home and he'll change, like he changing in his play clothes. Now all he's doing is sitting around the house, but
Yeah.
he changes out of his work clothes because he's not ready to take a shower yet and
Mhm.
prepared to take a shower yet.
Right.
Me, I come home, it could be 4:35 in the afternoon. Unless I'm about to cook or do some chores around the house, I'm taking a shower and I'm putting on my night clothes.
Mhm.
But times were different. People traveled differently.
Yes.
They look differently. Now you can't tell. You go somewhere and somebody out in the store and they got on their Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
And you like,
I wonder what changed though. Like I wonder now. I had took one of my friends. We had went to Alabama,
Mhm.
and so I took my friend to Alabama, and I remember we went to the mall, and he was like, "Demasha," he said, "These people look good."
Yeah, they spent a lot of money to look
Yeah.
rich,
Yeah.
to
But-
look like they're in the in crowd of being rich, but the rich.
But it wasn't even
doesn't
rich.
wear that.
Yeah.
It wasn't even rich. It
Oh,
was
they look
plain.
nice.
It was like he said they
Yeah.
look nice. He said, I have not seen nobody with a bonnet on their head.
Mhm.
I haven't seen nobody in no pajamas, no nothing. And I said, well, certain people in certain areas, like dress differently. I said, but we're just in an area where it's more of the people here, like probably lawyers, doctors, stuff like that. I said, so you're not gonna see that. You're gonna see people with a real hair. You're gonna see them dressed properly. Like this is what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
I said, when I went to DC, I thought it was like when I go to Texas, I'm like, dang, these people look different.
It
But-
depends on where you go in Texas.
But it depends on where you're going, Alabama.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're going, Florida. It depends on where you are.
Mhm.
But the same thing is like, where did the disconnect happen?
Yeah.
where people think it's okay to go out even like sometimes I will get up and I will get dressed and put on some clothes, and when I walk out the door, I'm not even thinking I still got my little bonnet thing on my head. But when I get in the car, you better believe I'm like, I got this thing on my head.
It's gotta But we had an issue, Victor and I, when we went from Arizona, because we came from here. We came from a church setting that dresses up a little bit more, right? And a city that dresses a little bit more when you're here. When we went to Arizona, it was the same thing. When he went to work, he had on his button down, his tie, his slacks. When I went to work, we worked in a behavior unit. I still had to dress professional. No jeans unless it's Friday.
Yeah.
You're in slacks. You know, you have on a nice shirt. We moved to San Antonio, and it is extremely casual. In the business setting, extremely casual. So what they would consider, like, I don't see a lot of people dressed to the nines. That is an extremely rare moment. I've only seen it when I went to go visit an organization of women that do volunteer stuff that's been around since like the 1940s. I'm not going to show their name, but it's a beautiful organization that's been running for a long time, and they dress according to the culture of what they're holding on to, right? So, you know, the hats that you remember going to church and stuff like that. Other than that, absolutely not.
So would y'all think that people are lazy?
I don't think they're lazy. I think that that's the culture there. You don't dress up. You may have on boots.
What if you do dress up? You think people gonna look at you strange?
Yes, that's what we ran into. It was like, why? And I didn't even dress up. I just wore something basic, nice. And they were like, "Oh, you dressed up so much."
It also, you know what? You also need to be dealing with climate, different climates, you know, and that sort of thing. And so I don't to say when it changed. I don't know.
I don't know, because I remember when I was little and my great grandma used to take us to church. She used to make us put on them stockings.
Come on now.
And hold on now, when I got grown, baby, I'm not putting on those stockings. It's too hot out here to be putting on some stockings.
And the camel sole.
And the slip, in the camel, all that. Like, lady, who finna? Hey, girl. First of all, I don't even got no tail, so ain't nobody looking at nothing on me shape because I'm not bony as a rail. They can't see nothing shape, baby.
I think there's an element that we missed out too, though, because we are our age, right? The law for, in Texas, the law for not having to wear stockings, the law was only in the 90s that they passed.
I need you to back up.
Law. Hold on now. Because wait a minute. The law said we got to wear stockings.
Yes, like there was an ordinance on coming to work, and you had to have on your stockings. Now, you know, on the base too, and a lot of our places are near bases, you had to be dressed up. There was very strong protocols on how you look when you went to the commissary. So little things like that were in structure that fell off, and we were kids. Or it fell off right before we came in, like spanking in public schools.
See, people don't remember that, but I do, because when we went to school in Jacksonville, that lady say, if you don't sit down, I'm gonna paddle you. Paddle who?
The year I went to kindergarten is when they kind of took it out as a whole. I barely missed it.
Paddle just kind of, and if you were too loud for them, you tap the table with it.
See, when we came to Pinellas County and we was young and going to school, they wasn't paddling. But in Jacksonville, they was still paddling. Like, you would still get toe up in class.
Yeah, I think
like they wasn't playing.
I think that went by district, because I can remember it was elementary school for me, and I remember the principal, like, you know, you went to the principal's office and see.
Y'all got to go to the principal office. Miss Joy, she finna take you around that corner where y'all hang up y'all jackets at. Miss Joy gonna take you. Yeah, I remember her name because I got a paddle. And Miss Joy going, what?
But see, that was also a different time. So we're dealing with, so school-wise, that was a space where, the principal was the disciplinarian. If you did something, broke a rule, whatever it was, then you went to the principal's office. Now, everybody obviously was not having behavior problems, because discipline wasn't the problem, behavior was the problem.
Right.
And then when we allowed behavior to now dictate the discipline, and then to, allow justification for behaviors. So and that's a whole nother something.
You know what?
But
That kind of that makes sense what you said. And because now we have said like all these behaviors are because of this, and this, right? But so then you can't discipline because this is the problem with them, or they might say, oh, well, they are emotionally disturbed. So if you discipline them, now me personally, this is my personal thought, and y'all don't have to agree with me. I don't whoop my kids. I done tapped them before when they was little, but I don't whoop them.
Yeah.
I never had to like, what? You know what I'm saying? I've always been able to talk to them and tell them, listen, I'm telling you, if you do that again, it's gonna be trouble.
Yeah.
But they would listen and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? In the times that I had to tap them, I would talk to them and say, hey, listen, this is why I did this. Because of this. Now at this point, they 6'3" and 6'1". I ain't really, like I'm 5'3". I'm just gonna beat you up at this point. I'm just kidding.
Like even to that point of especially when you're a mother dealing with a male child, but like even with my sons, our oldest, I never had to physically discipline him, but by the time he came to live with us, he was 16. So at that point, this wasn't really about any spanking.
Right.
I know we have to be careful about what you say. Our 8-year-old, who's now 21, he turned out all right, and I didn't spare the rod. And I know people take that scripture and they say, "Oh, it's out of context," and it's this, that, and third, and it's all these different things. Because you to lay down that discipline, that these are your behaviors and this is the discipline. Does everything require a spanking? No, because at some point we shifted into natural consequences. Like, that's just now a natural consequence. Because now spanking you probably isn't going to really benefit or really give any
it don't have. I think it's a temporary thing. Is why I never figured a way. Like why I felt like, do I really want to do this? Because like, what is this really gonna do for them? Like it's gonna hurt for the moment. You feel what I'm saying? And then you ain't really gonna learn nothing from it because you probably gonna do it again because it just hurt from the moment. Because I've heard people say, as they're growing up, like, oh, I got a lot of whoopings, but after a while, they ain't even hurt because I was used to it. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I don't want you to be used to it.
And just balancing, can I handle that pain to get this?
Right. Can I handle the pain so I can be able to do this? Because our mama told us up. You know what I'm saying? She gave us James Brown, slip and slide, put your foot on your neck, hit you with the broom kind of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But, okay, I want to leave. I know I'm finna get a whooping when I get back. I'm finna leave. Y'all come pick me up. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't care if you finna whoop me, you just finna whoop me. I done got plenty of whoopings. I ain't scared of no whoopings no more. You know what I'm saying? And that was my rationalization of it.
I think.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna add into the 2 points because I got y'all off onto another subject. Sorry, y'all. But I haven't spanked my kids since I gave them a tap when they were babies. I haven't needed to give them a spanking because we created that structure of discipline. It's folded into our day. It's folded into everything we do. A equals B, And I think that people miss the mark coming from a special education teacher standpoint when they think, oh, we're going to excuse behaviors because this demographic is here and they need this need or that. There are still natural consequences that need to be voted in because the school is only a temporary learning place. To learn those skills and learn how to handle that discipline that comes naturally in life. So when you leave, you can handle it because no one's going to be there creating that environment for you when you're an adult.
I don't think that this is just my personal thing. I don't think that teachers should have to discipline in school. And I'm going to say this is why I don't think. When I went to school, I didn't show out. I got good grades. I did what I was supposed to do because I was in school and I wasn't in my environment. Now,
and you knew your mama.
As you know, I knew my mama was going to tear me up, but she was going to tear me up worse for embarrassing her in the street. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when I got home, I was off the chain. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I wasn't off the chain, like disrespectful to my mama, like cuss her out. But I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I'm finna go, like lady, like.
But see, here's where the art of all of that, like it was in that space in the 80s. Because I remember coming home and I remember telling my mama, this was a little later, and I said something about, the abuse hotline.
Mhm.
Now I wasn't telling her, just for clarity, you're supposed to be recorded for quality assurance, right?
Right.
I wasn't telling Anna Pratt, I'm calling the people.
Right. But she
No,
thought
no,
you was.
I wasn't telling her that. I was not saying that at all, just so we know. So if anybody that watches know my mama, because that's at 48, I still have that fear, right?
Right.
That if it and so I think I just said it because I just said it because I come from school. Like, no, now name another day do I come home and say, Mom, I did long division. Today I come home and say, Mom, they told us that there's an abuse hotline. Like, I don't even know how I even presented that. Like, I don't even think she said, oh, how was your day? Or, what kind of day you have? Like, what'd you learn?
Right. You was trying to share your day with her, and she took it out of context.
Away. I mean, like, clean next to godliness ain't in the Bible, but took that way, and she was like, and if you call them, you better tell them to come bring the police to me and bring a body bag for you. She said, and this is me. I was just like,
Well,
how did this
escalated quickly.
escalate and roll down the hill? And so,
That's what it did. Rolled down the hill and got in the dirt.
I wasn't even. This is me. I'm just like, Mom. I'm not saying I was.
She didn't want to hear it.
She didn't want to hear it.
It was
But
okay.
it wasn't even about that because discipline. The parents discipline, and yeah, and if you acted out somewhere else, and if you was walking down the street and the neighbor saw you act out, if you acted out in the corner store, if you was going from here to there, wherever it was, somebody could say something to you, and somebody could say to you, hey, get right, act right. They could walk you back to your parent, and they could say they did this,
they did XYZ.
XYZ.
Yeah, plenty of people told on me.
And it was that it was in that space that you knew.
Right.
Now, and that was a time when permission was given to discipline because we didn't have that. I could call you, I could get in contact with you, and so people have permission. Like Mom be like, oh, if she act up, get her. But because they knew Anna was getting the extra virgin olive oil from the duck, not the butter from the duck, but the extra virgin olive oil from the duck, they was like, baby, we already know.
We just gonna tell her.
We just gonna tell her.
We gonna tell her what happened. You okay?
And then we already know that discipline on that side
is tough.
It's tough, and I don't count it as abuse. I have two siblings underneath me. We're all 6 years apart from each other. My baby sister is 12 years younger than me. And we lived in the same house, raised by the same mama. My baby sister never got a whooping, ever. My mama had a little skinny red belt that she would pull out. She called it Little Red Wagon. It's like she'd pull that thing out and my sister straighten up. I don't know how that worked, but it did. But in her head, my sister will say this, she said she didn't want, she's like, she saw us get whoopings and she didn't want that. Now I look back and for me, I'm like, oh, I know I deserve every single whooping. Spanking, whatever you want to say, whatever.
Spanking.
Look, we beyond sexual limitation. But I knew, I was like, at this point, but guess what? I wasn't a teen mom. My mama never had to come pick me up.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you have to get a whooping for that to not be the case in your home. I'm not saying like, it's kids that get whoopings that don't have those issues at home. No, I know kids that had issues and they got whoopings anyway. But at the same time, it's what you put in them.
It's what you instill in them.
And it's not just what you put, it's what you put in them. Now, again, when our sons came to live with us, one was 16, the other one was 8.5. That 8.5-year-old, he needed to be tightened up. I had to tighten him up good, and a couple of, a few times. I'm not saying like never had to. but it wasn't every day. It wasn't all the time. But again,
Mhm.
it's what you put in them so they understand. You know what? I don't want you to want these consequences. I want you to not like consequences.
Correct.
But I don't want you to it be like, oh, I don't like consequences, but I'm gonna still act out.
Yeah.
I want you to not like consequences to the point that you're like, it's not worth acting out for these consequences.
Right.
And that doing the right thing, the reward in doing the right thing is always just doing the right thing.
Just do the right
It
thing.
may not be a tangible thing. It's the reward is just doing the right thing.
I think that I don't want to say like adults who struggle with doing the right thing didn't get spanking or whatever. I don't know. I feel like yeah, we do not care. We do not care, but we grown now. Because we know what's
They
up.
said that. Because I know if you see me, I'm not getting a whooping for them. I'm not taking this whooping for them, Miss Phillips. No.
But I think that people who didn't get chastised at all, and when I say chastised, I mean like even a talking to, even like a sit down,
correction.
even like a correction, because okay, I'm gonna allow you to continue on doing this behavior as a child.
It feels
you
like
know what
they're
I'm saying?
not cared about.
Because, and I'm gonna allow you to do this because you my baby and you cute. Now I'm crazy about my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm insane about my kids because I was never supposed to have kids. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm insane about them, but they get corrected. Now I'm not a whooper and I'm not a screamer. You know, like there is times when I will raise my voice, but that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation with you and let you know, like, listen, this is the right thing to do and this is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to community getting on my kids, I'm okay with that. And I tell people, they're like, oh, well, I can't just be saying nothing to your kids. You can say anything to my kids because one thing my kids not going to do, they're not going to disrespect you. Now, if they feel like you disrespected them in some kind of way, they 100% going to come to me and say, Mom, listen, such and such said this, I said this, then they said this, and they slapped me in the face, or they, whatever. And I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come to me and let me correct you when, when something happened. But I think that it takes a community of people because, like you said, those people knew what you was going to get at home. So they wasn't going to chastise you out. And people knew my mama going to give you a James Brown slip and slide. Yeah. Like the belt might be wrapped around your neck. You might be riding around behind the car messing with that lady. Come on, my mama used to be out the chain. So
and look at you.
Look, that's what I'm saying.
A whole adult.
I made it.
Let
me clean myself up. I made it. But I'm grateful for that because I needed that. Correct. You know what I'm saying? Like Poppy L didn't need that. She didn't get as many whoopings as I did.
I did not need that.
She did not need that. But I needed somebody to be like have their foot on my neck and tell me like, listen, what? Yeah. What you said? I remember I was a teenager. I was working. I had me a little job.
Come on now.
I had just when I got my hair done, girl. I had me a bumblebee. You feel what I'm saying? I had me a cute little bumblebee.
$15.
Girl, I probably paid about $25 for it.
Come on now.
Girl, I had went and got me a new little outfit. Woo! I'm calling my friends on that rotary phone, baby. We finna go to the mall. Girl, my mama came in there. She was like, "Oh, where you finna go?" I said, "Oh, we gonna go to the mall. Blah 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 blah." Oh, you ain't going to no mall till you clean up my kitchen. Blah blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna clean up the kitchen. So as I'm going to walk to clean up the kitchen, she like definitely in my face because she has no boundaries when it comes to space. So she definitely in my face. And I just kind of like put my hand up like, lady, like, come on, get out. Oh, that lady thought I hit her. Oh my God. That lady said, oh, you hit me? Yeah. Wait, I thought I hit you. Hold on.
Okay, but he was a serious.
Oh my goodness!
Right? So that is your perspective of what happened, right?
Right. But let me tell you what she told all her friends.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what she told. I'm still trying to explain to her. I'm still trying to explain to her, like, Mama, I did not hit me. You in my face, right? you in my face, you yelling and screaming and pointing your finger in the middle of my head. I'm just trying to like not defend myself, but baby, I don't want to fight. I just got my hair done. I'm ready to go to the mall and get these jellies.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
By the way, on Saturday, Damasha is presenting in a workshop about trauma.
Yeah, I need it. No,
Women and daughters, and then
mother and daughter. Yeah, I'm gonna be releasing it.
and releasing that. So it's just a prelude.
Because
But I
people
can
may
laugh
not
about
change.
it. I can, and they may not change.
Correct.
But the whole thing is, after this happened, she done called all her friends. Yeah, Donisha done jumped on me. Oh wait, I jumped on you.
Soon as your feet hit the outside,
What?
her friends was gonna be
Oh,
outside like
that was coming. Oh, you was
Yeah,
fighting
oh,
your mama.
yeah.
Oh, you want to
oh,
fight
you
me?
grown. You
No.
want
Like, doing me like this, like I'm a kid. I'm a
to
kid.
you grown. Come on and fight
Like
me.
I'm trying to, like, but that's what happens. My grandmother was hard on my mom. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then my mom was hard on me.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older and that I've healed from a lot of stuff, because me and my mom didn't have a good relationship for years and years and years and years and years. Like, we didn't have a good relationship where it's like anything that she said after I turned the age of 20, like, baby, I was like, I ain't got to listen to you no more. You ain't finna tell me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Now, she was right about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But it took for me to heal and to understand, like, okay, I was a trip. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna run my mouth. I don't care who you is. I'm gonna run my mouth 100%. And not only am I gonna run my mouth, you're gonna say whatever, and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And I just want you to leave me alone. But I was still a child. You feel what I'm saying? Now, disrespect my mama, cuss out, none of that. None of that. Always like yes, no, okay, whatever. Yeah, ma'am. Okay, I'm not. What the house clean? My mama was so strict where you couldn't even have a drip of water in the sink, baby. If she came home and she seen a drip of water in the sink from the sink dripping on its own, that had nothing to do with us, baby. She gonna make you clean everything. My mama was so strict. She used to wake us up at 2:00 in the morning and make us clean up and have to stay up to school time. So, but I had to heal from that and know, like, okay, I ain't need all of that. Yeah. She could have just talked to me.
Yeah.
She could have just talked to me.
But I have a whole different perspective from that, and it might be what your younger sister mirrors too.
Oh yeah.
And all this stuff that's happening, I was sitting in the corner. I saw that whole thing, and I would label it not discipline. You know what I mean? Because it was when you're a toddler and you grew up with that. Even though it's not you, you are afraid of it becoming you.
Yeah.
It is your hit on the side, that non-physical hit. Because if you come in the house with a kid and you're beating up things and you're throwing things, hitting, my mom used to love the doggone cabinets.
Girl, she was
she was
like lady. Like what we did.
But it makes you, it preloads that fear of doing any mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Which Michelle had.
Well, I think for Michelle also, like one, she was a preemie. And so, my mama carried that around for a little while. And Michelle and I are 12 years apart from each other. I thank God, honestly, that, and our middle sister, Melanie, I don't want to negate her. Now, if you ask Melanie, she will say, and she will say it to mom, I think I got whoopings for no reason. And I think I got too many whoopings. Now, I look back and I'm like, no ma'am, I was there. You deserved them. But then also 6 years apart from each other, we were very different. And there were times I was not there. Right. And she could have been getting those whoopings. And who am I to say her perspective is wrong? Now, did she turn out all right? No teenage pregnancies, no mom and dad pick up from jail. Sure, yeah, that wasn't an issue. but I can't take away, like, I remember the first time hearing her say that, like, no, I think I got too many whoopings. Like, I think I got whooped for no reason. I think that we got whooped and it was.
Were you out the house?
I didn't. I wasn't completely out of the house, no.
But she was kind of like.
But like I was there, but I wasn't there because at that point, when I was in high school, she's now elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I was not there. I played basketball. I was involved in different things,
Right.
different activities.
Yeah.
And so for me, discipline just was what it was. Like if you were disciplined, you just deserved discipline.
Right.
Whereas for her, it was, I don't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
I remember she ran from my grandma. She ran from her.
Uh-huh.
And not just ran, but ran out the house.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew my mom, we would be at my grandma's house after school. My mama would come after work and she would get her plate and then we'd go home. Well, this particular day, my mom was like, I already knew. She was like, hey, when I get there, I don't have time to like sit around.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, fix my plate, and then we need to leave. I'm gonna come in the house, whatever. Of course, she's gonna come in the house, say hey to my grandma, but she wasn't sitting around. Like that was the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
So mama gets there, and I'm just like, oh, man, mommy is on her way. You ran, oh my God. And my sister was around the corner.
Yeah.
Ran around the corner. She knew she couldn't go far because she wasn't even allowed around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You weren't allowed to go past. You get to that corner, you come back. You ain't going around the corner if you're not with an adult. So at any rate, that's what happened. That's what she did. So my mama gets there. Mom was like, all right, let's go. I was like, Mom. She was like, what? She was like, I already told you, And I said, she was like, where's Melanie? And I was like, yeah. Grandma had told her to do something and she didn't do it. And grandma was going to whoop her. And she was like, oh. I said, and she ran. What? And mom was like, oh. Because mom was like, okay, she did something. Let me talk. I could talk mama down from this. Right? Yeah. I said, she ran. Mom was like, oh, I can't get her out of that. Yeah. Like, even my mama was like, nah, I can't even stop my mama from getting up. So my mama goes around the corner. She's like, where's she at? I said, she around the corner. My mama goes around her. The more my mama gets closer to the further she runs. My mama laughing, but at the same time, she was like, this is not funny.
She's like, girl, I ain't even the one. She was like, I got your back.
She was like, look, she told my sister straight up. She said, you just gonna eat this. You like she wasn't saying that verbiage thing. She's like, you're just gonna take this whooping because I can't get you out of this. Right? At any rate, I think my sister ended up getting whooping anyway. But whatever, but my mama wasn't going to whoop behind my grandma.
Yeah.
So that also wasn't a thing, But like with my baby sister, she never got a whooping, but now she has a child, and she get a little tap, and I'm like, from the one that didn't get a whooping, she said, She said, but the difference is she doesn't have an example.
That's the difference.
That's the difference. She doesn't have an example to see. Oh, I don't like that. And my niece is so funny. Like my sister said, she was like, "You gonna get a pow pow?" She was like, "Pow pow."
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
He thought. He thought.
For real.
And my niece was like, she had the wherewithal, and this is before. So she's 1.5, so 18, 19. 20 months.
Mm-hmm.
They counting months now, right?
Yeah, they counting months.
I don't know baby math.
I don't know. People was asking me how my kids was. I was like, I don't know.
I know she 1.5. January made her 1.5.
Yeah.
And so this is before January. So we're talking about like Thanksgiving, Christmas. And it was like, you gonna get a pow pow. She was like, pow pow? She pow pow herself. Like, how you give yourself a pow pow?
Right.
But she's smart enough to have that wherewithal to
associate the word with the
yeah.
I mean,
hey, my brother, he don't play. No, I just gotta say, my brother don't play all week long. He been giving it up. Like, he ain't on it. Like he going, and then he gonna wake up and hear in his phone. But I think you kind of need the parent need an example. I feel like my mom and Pavi had a better relationship than we did, but I think that's because after everything that I did, and then everything that I did once I was grown, like I moved out when I was like 16. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like I was tired. I don't want to argue with you no more. I don't want to fight with you. You can really talk to me You know what I'm saying? In order to get your point across. I just want to do like that. That's been my whole thing, my whole life. I just want to do what I want to do, and it ain't that I'm doing anything bad. It's just that I just want to move the way that I want to move, because I've always been a free spirit.
Yeah.
Like from little all the way up, I always been a free spirit. Just let me do whatever I'm doing. I'm not messing with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being me.
Yeah.
But then as Javier got older, I feel like they had a different relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like me and mom have a good relationship now, but we didn't have a good relationship. Yeah. But I feel like they always had a good relationship. Now, my best relationship came from my grandma. Like me and my grandma had a great relationship. Like that's my grandma, until the day that she left this world, I still give her a kiss in the mouth. You feel what I'm saying? That's my grandma. I love her. My grandma didn't, like I had set the Barbie house on fire. So I did get a whooping for that. I did. I had set the Barbie house on fire.
That's trauma.
Yeah, I did that. I did that. I had went outside, got me some little sticks. I broke them up, and we had a fireplace. But it ended up setting the whole thing on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you deserve that.
I probably did.
You need to get.
I probably did. I probably did. And I think I got a spanking too, because I didn't like eggs when I was growing up. And so I used to take the eggs and I wrap them up in a napkin and I hide them different places. Like I hide them up under the I hide them up under the dining room chairs. I hide them eggs. Not throwing
giving you eggs.
But I would say
they used
that.
to try to make me eat them eggs. I used to be throwing up at the table like, come on, y'all gonna still make me eat these eggs? Y'all don't like eggs.
I think that was a culture thing that needed to be shifted. I think that they gave us what they could give us, but I feel like there's a lot of things that we have changed in the generation of what we're raising kids up now with discipline, but not like taking your kids every single thing. And I do know, I've talked to some parents who believe that you put it whatever you want out. You put glass everywhere, and when your toddler comes through and they go, "Oh, what's that?" You smack them over and over and over and over again until they just are afraid to touch anything. Yeah. And that you solve the problem. I
don't agree with that, but I am the kind of person, like, if I have a toddler around, or even when my kids was little, I'm not hiding anything and I'm not putting anything up. Now, there was locks on certain stuff, like there was knob locks on the door because one of my kids used to try to get out the house. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it's the purpose for setting up your toddler so that you can discipline them. That I don't agree with. And I think that the idea is kind of a holdover from where you're going to eat eggs because this is what we have.
Right. Even like touching a hot curler. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I think it was Amir who touched the hot curler. It was Ahmad who touched the stove. So I say, don't touch that. It's hot. It's hot. Yes. Don't touch that. It's hot. It's hot. Yes. Yeah. Okay. You're going to touch it anyway. Yeah. Now your hand burning. Okay. Let me rinse your hand.
And the feeling, are not really there.
That's the funny thing, because they don't have a relationship with God.
And see, people think that when I'm not the traditional parent. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling y'all earlier, I like to go through as much life with my kids as I can, so then they understand. I can explain to you what just happened, not scold you for it, but kind of explain to you, like, listen, this is what happened, and this is why you feel this way, and this is what, you know what I'm saying? But this is how you get past this feeling. You get what I'm saying? And so allowing him to touch the hot curler, or like people like, oh, you let him touch the stove. Yeah, I did. And I didn't do it to him. He did it to himself. So I didn't abuse him. But what I told him was it was hot. Don't touch it. He understands what don't touch, but he's still curious. So guess what? He curious, put his hand up there. That thing was hot. He came back. No big burns or nothing like that. Just because your brain registered that it's hot. So you're going to touch it and you're going to instantly bounce your hand up. You ain't going to just, oh, it's hot. Yeah. As a child. But now he knows it's hot. So now every time he come by the stove and the stove on, hot. It's hot. Yeah. Hot, mommy. Right. It's hot, baby. Yeah. So, but that's part of maturing. Yeah. And that is part of healing. And that is part of not being trauma bond. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's not being, because I'm no longer trauma bond. So I don't feel like I have to raise my kids the way that I was raised. Now, I'm not saying that my mom was a bad mom, because my mom was a great mom in the aspect of taking care of us, provide. That lady worked like a dog. You know what I'm saying?
And source things for us.
And she made sure that we knew how to cook, we knew how to clean. We went to etiquette school and modeling school to learn how to walk like a lady, talk like a lady, dress like a lady.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So she did everything that she could do in order to keep us in the right, in the right spaces or get us to the right place. Yes, I veered a little bit. I veered more than Paviel did. You know what I'm saying? So I said veered, like did my own thing.
Oh yeah. You did.
But I was always a lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was always I always did my schoolwork.
Yeah.
I wasn't the person that had an issue going to school or respecting people or anything like that. I just want to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
I thought that you've always been like a headstrong person who kind of goes after their own dreams and goals. Like from the younger sister watching on the outside, right? And watching the turmoil of you becoming you and her trying to guide you and how she knows how to do it.
Right. Because our dreams and goals were different.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of that comes in talking to your children and understanding who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't talk to your children, you don't know who they are. You just telling them who they are.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people having an issue at when they get older and they get into life, because now I'm who my parent wanted me to be. Now, did my mama make me go get a CNA? Yes. Why? I don't know, because I don't like cleaning people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's a bad profession. I'm just saying, like, I can't look at nobody else boo-boo. I can't look at my own boo-boo. You feel what I'm saying?
But this is the thing, though, too. They led by example, and they did it because what she was really saying was, I always want you to be able to provide for yourself.
I know it.
And so, like, now when we look back on it, we could see that. And it's like, now when you're older, now you see things a lot differently. And when you have kids, like mama, I never forget my mama saying, God bless the child that has their own. And she said, you'll understand one day when you have your own children.
Mm-hmm.
And when our sons came to live with us, my husband and I, when they came to live with us, something clicked. A switch went on.
Right.
And there was an understanding that came. And it was like, whoa, hold on. Now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can connect that dot.
Right.
And even though I didn't necessarily give birth with them, I didn't give birth to them, I still understood.
Yeah.
Like there was an understanding that came. Not the instruction book. Still waiting on that coming to me. I think got lost.
That definitely got lost, baby, because all ours got lost.
But it was that, yeah. And it was having that understanding. Another thing too, like when Vontrell came to us, he was 16. And so, I was like, all right, he's 16, he's older, I was able to navigate things a little differently. Aaron came to live with us, he was 8.5. And he was a whole 8.5 boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he woke up and this man stayed on. Like there was no off switch. He just stayed on. And I was like, Lord, can you just give me a calm kid? He's like,
I don't think boys come calm.
But the thing that came with it, before he came to live with us, I remember talking to my mom, and I was like, Mom, what am I gonna do with an 8-year-old? And immediately she said, what do you mean? What are you gonna do with him? I'm like he's 8.5. Like what do I do with him? And she was like, and I think something in her clicked as well,
mm-hmm.
because I wasn't saying like I don't know what to do, but I didn't know what to do.
Right. Because you legit didn't know.
Yeah, I legit didn't know what to do. Like, okay, I know he needs to go to school. Okay, cool. And she was like, well, you're going to love him. You're going to take care of him. You're going to this, and this. And I was like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. You know what that equated to me? What that equated to me was, you can do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything that he will need, you are capable of providing for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I equated that.
Right.
Not once did she say, you're doing a great job, you're amazing, you're going to be an amazing mom.
But you know what? You had a parent that did that for you. Mm-hmm. And you had a parent who displayed that to you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
And I saw that because I saw how she was with my stepbrother and how she treated him. She, like, when he came, he had clothes because he had to have clothes because he didn't, where he was coming from, clothes weren't sent with him.
Yeah.
So mama had to buy him underwear, buy him clothes for just sitting around the house, play clothes. She had to buy him church clothes because we were going to church. And then initially she was sending the clothes back home with him, but then they weren't coming back. And even though he lived with his grandmother, like those clothes weren't coming back when he would come back on the weekend. And so like every weekend, my mom was now buying more clothes. And then she got to the point, was like, you know what? I'm not sending anything home. I'm keeping these here. Of course, as he grew and as he came over, I mean, as he got older, he spent less time with us.
Yeah.
And she was also preparing for him to potentially come live with us, which he never did. But for what it's worth, you know, she, and even so too, my stepfather's family never treating us differently. Like they still auntie and uncle. You know, uncle, like we still cut, like it's still that dynamic. They were at my wedding. They, you know, I come around, it's my niece, it's my, you know, all of that. I could still text and say, hey, auntie, hey, you know, this, that, or whatever it is. And so it's really, a lot of that goes back to, okay, what's your age group? Like where did you fall at in all that? Because though you're the middle child, your younger sister, you're just younger than your older sister, but
she's 18 years younger.
Yeah, but then you yes, exactly. Then you have a whole sister that's whoa, that age gap way different.
Yeah,
so,
because Becky is what 26 years younger than she's 26 years younger than me,
and so in that instance, like for real.
But I think the relationship, like I know that you said that you thought that mom and I were closer. But mom and I are closer than you and mom.
That's as we got older.
Yeah.
So now that I'm older, the trauma bond is gone. Whether she changed herself or not, I changed myself. You get what I'm saying? So I changed myself in how I receive her because I get it. You know, and I didn't get it, even though like I was with my grandmother most of the time. But after having a conversation, and this is what I be telling people, like it's important to have a conversation with people because if you don't have a conversation and expose what you've been through, nobody never knows, and then they can't be empathetic, not sympathetic, but empathetic to what you've been through and understand the traumas that you've been through. So just knowing like how my grandma used to get on them, or them getting a can thrown at them, you know, at their head, or somebody cussing them out and screaming at them. So she only did what she was taught.
Yeah.
You understand what?
And technically, she turned out all right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She took
and
care of her kids.
And in all actuality, you know, it's like we were talking again. It's like what we were talking about earlier, and it's like, well, I turned out all right. Did I really? And you have to think about those things. And it hit me different when my middle sister, said this to me a few years ago. She said, "When you know better, you do better." It wasn't that I had never heard that before, but when you apply it to what's happening right now, when you apply it to the situation, no, when I know better, I do better. Yeah. I know better than to put a whole bunch of salt in my food. Exactly. I know because I know better. Salty. It's gonna be salty. You know, I know better because I put too much salt in my food before. Correct. So I do better. Right. So that's the application to that. But even in our lives, because I found myself just looking at situations going, is it really that serious? Is it this, is that? Something even as simple as like wrapping gifts for Christmas. So my husband was all about, oh, we need to wrap their Christmas gifts. And I was like, who wrapping gifts? I mean, we was having a whole back and forth. Right. Like I went and bought the gifts. Yeah. No, sir. And he was like, what's your problem? I was like, he didn't say it like that, but I was like, my Christmas gifts weren't wrapped. He was like, what? He was aghast. He was like, what? And I said, no, my mama just put the gifts out. We woke up Christmas morning. I did not wake her up. I woke up. I went out there. I opened my gifts. They were all there. I said, oh, and price tags were still left on it. Like the sticker was still on it. If I got closed, the tag was still hanging on it. I was like, this was my response to him. Right. And I turned out all right. Now, that's not trauma. That's sincerely not trauma. Yeah. But for my husband, it was traumatic. Yeah. That the gifts were not being wrapped. So here I am going mad because I'm also thinking if I buy wrapping paper, I'm spending money on something that maybe I could have bought them another gift with. Hold on. But when they unwrap all these gifts that I've just
Who
bought
finna
them,
clean up this paper?
who cleaning it up?
Who finna clean up this paper?
Who doing all
Who
of
this
that?
for?
Who the yeah. I already gotta
Y'all gotta excuse my brother-in-law because he's gonna go,
He's
baby.
going to town.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God,
He's
he going,
going.
baby. He is not
We should
playing.
have when the kids wake him up. But here we are. Here we are in this space, and so my husband was like, "No, I really think we should wrap. I really think the gift should be wrapped."
Mhm.
Okay, so year one, right?
Mhm.
This man falls asleep. I'm in there because I'm fighting tooth and nail to the very last minute to not wrap these gifts.
Yeah.
So I got to go in there. So I'm fighting tooth and nail so hard with it. I worked at Salvation Army, which, by the way, you can go there in Christmas time. You can buy gift wrapping paper because they have stuff people donate.
People donate.
Mhm.
So I bought practically whole rolls for 50 cents.
Uh-huh.
So what people was paying full price for,
$7.
Yeah.
at that time. So I'm getting wrapping paper, and so I'm good because also now the
My brother-in-law don't play, baby. I
Anytime.
don't care what you say. All week, baby, he been in there.
So here I am, and here I am. I done spent $3 on 7 rolls, 25, $3.25, and I got 10 rolls of wrapping paper.
Right.
Let me tell you, because I bought it at Salvation Army. I didn't know how much was actually on it. I promise you, I had wrapping paper for like 3-4 years.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Those children was getting the same wrapping paper for about 3-4 years until I ran out. And then I did it again when I had to buy my wrapping paper. So at any rate, I'm wrapping the gifts. I'm in there, and the whole time I'm mad. I can't believe I'm wrapping gifts. And don't get me wrong, I'm an excellent gift wrapper.
Yeah.
Great gift wrapper.
Because
I've gotten a wrap gift from you before.
Because I'm very particular and
fold the corners,
yes,
tuck it in.
Exactly. Because my grandmother taught me how to wrap gifts.
Yeah.
And how my grandmother unwrapped gifts, she didn't rip gifts open. She unfolded them.
Uh-huh.
And she took them apart and at the tape and at the everything. And then she saved the wrapping paper. This is not a lie. She saved the wrapping paper. And then the next year, she may use that wrapping paper or she just held on to it. That just reminded me. Now that's why I hope. Oh, Jesus. Lord, I'm unpacking my own trauma right now.
But that's what conversation does.
Yeah.
Because people think, and I'm not, because I'm a coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all the time that you go to therapy or you go to a coach or somebody and they unpack your trauma for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes just a simple conversation between you and somebody else unpacks your trauma.
Yeah.
Because when you start to talk about it, you start to become conscious of it. You understand what I'm saying? And then that consciousness is where you start to heal from it.
And the other thing too, this is something we started doing actually. We trading places.
He don't sleep.
Okay. But like unlocking your inner child, your original child, the original child that you were, and so at any rate, so I'm in there and I'm mad. I'm wrapping gifts because I know they're not going to unwrap these gifts delicately. Yeah. They're gonna rip this paper off. It's gonna be messed all over the place, and that's just gonna be a problem. Uh-huh. So at any rate, but I'm wrapping gifts. My husband is on the couch asleep. The couch that I need to put the wrapped gifts on. Now I'm mad. So guess when he wakes up? Right about 2:47 a.m. Now I don't really remember the exact time, but I know I was like, if he don't get up, like I was about to go in there, I was gonna kick the couch, I was gonna do something, flip on lights. I don't know what my thought pattern was. Just so happened as I'm looking, I'm walking back and forth because I'm walking from the bedroom to the kitchen and I'm staring like that fire heat just coming down on him. Like that Superman just fire burning inside of him. He wakes up and he's like, oh, he wakes up, and he sees me and he goes, baby, you all right? Yep, I'm fine. All right. You need help? Yeah, I need you to move off the couch.
Yeah.
He's like, let me help you with the gifts.
I know what you were saying in your
In
mind.
my head, right? All kinds of stuff, right? Bless the Lord. So I was like, nope, I just need you to move off the couch. So he moves off the couch, gifts wrap. Year 2 come around. And I'm on Facebook, updating Facebook like every 5 minutes, going off. Like the memories of Christmas Eve, like when they come up, I'm laughing because how Facebook send the memories through. I'm dying laughing because I'm just like, Lord, was it really that serious? And so year 2 comes around, same thing. So I told him, I said, listen, you want gifts wrapped? You want gifts wrapped, but you don't want to wrap gifts. So he was like, well, what for? Because you want the gifts wrapped. I don't. He was like, well, I think you would get more out of it. He said that one time. How am I getting more out of something I don't even want to do in the first place? So year 2 comes around. I told him, I said, if you want these gifts wrapped, you're going to wrap half of them. So then he's slow rolling through the gifts. And now I'm mad because he ain't even wrapping them the way they need to be. I mean, his wrapping is atrocious.
Don't you go in that kitchen.
He cut.
I don't know what your fascination is with that kitchen, but don't go in there.
And he cutting and paper off and this, and I'm looking and everything inside of me is turning. He's messing up all of my good used paper because, I done bought 7 rolls the year before.
Right.
And I still got all 7 rolls because people donated rolls to Salvation Army that I now went in and bought for 25 cents.
Right.
And it's still a majority of the roll. Yeah. Because they used it to wrap one gift. So at any rate, that was the whole thing. And then year after year. So one year, the year I got him was I bought him some shoes. And what I did was, how you have the scrap pieces from when you're wrapping, like, oh, this cut off piece. So I bought him some shoes. I didn't have a box. I first put them in like a Walmart bag, then taped up that Walmart bag. So then I did the wrapping paper and I taped the wrapping paper to the bag. So now the shoe is wrapped, but now it's wrapped in the wrapping paper and it has a Walmart bag over it. And I wrapped all of his gifts like that. I said, you won't wrap gifts?
So passive aggressive.
The level of aggression was high.
The aggression was high for you,
but
did you get anything out of wrapping gifts?
Yeah.
Year after year.
Did you get anything out of it?
No.
Because I would say this, sitting and watching them open up gifts, and for my husband, Christmas is his favorite holiday. And this is something that I had to learn without him telling me. Because like his birthday is in December. So Christmas is his favorite holiday. And of course, when you're born in December, getting separate gifts. Like my birthday gift is not my Christmas gift. And my Christmas gift is not my birthday. He's still that way to this day. There always has to be a separation of gifts.
Yes.
But if you're going to go big, Christmas is the year.
It's the year to go big.
That's the holiday to go big for him.
Right.
Whereas he could do one gift for his birthday if he's going out and doing something. But what I think what I got out of it was watching them open the gifts. Like eventually, I think God just softened my heart in it. Somebody must have prayed because I sure wasn't praying for that. But it was the actual actually watching them open up gifts that did bring me some. That did bring some, and then especially honestly watching my husband open up gifts. I think that did more for me, watching him open up gifts, because he worked hard. He was a provider. He wasn't so much expecting it, but because I knew how much Christmas meant to him, I made Christmas as big for him as I did for the kids. So like if he wanted a video game that I knew he was never going to have the time to play, I still bought that video game. Yeah. If whatever it was, and he would be like, I wasn't expecting anything, and then I got smart too. I would just get a big old box.
Put everything in
and wrap it up.
And see, I would think that is like very commendable of you and very nice, because I'm not. I'm not wrapping no gifts. I'm not even going to the store to buy gifts. That's not even like, first of all, I don't celebrate Christmas. I usually will celebrate it. And I'm not gonna say celebrate it. People expect for me to buy them a gift. So I buy them a gift out of the kindness of my heart. But even up to my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do something for my birthday. I'm gonna go all out because I love,
And his birthday in December.
you know, his birthday is in December, and like I said, when it comes to my kids, I'm crazy about them because I was never supposed to have kids. You feel what I'm saying? So, but when it comes to
I was there.
Christmas, oh, you sure was. You
I
was
was there.
there. You was
No.
there. But when it comes to Christmas or having to wrap a gift, baby, I'm not wrapping no gift. Y'all better get this money, and I'm finna cash at people because you want your gift early or you want it late. What you want? The day before? I got you.
Or at all.
Right, or at all, because like I just can't even see myself going through all of that. And I think like I'm a good gift giver, but I would give you a gift anytime. Like it doesn't have to be a holiday, and it's probably not gonna be wrapped. Now, what it might be is in the bag with some tissue paper on the top,
preach.
because I'm gonna do that. You
I
know, like
even-
some
I consider that wrapping up.
But here's the thing.
Some people
I
don't.
say, can I get gift back? No, they have to be wrapped in wrapping paper. But here's the thing. His Christmas, my Christmas growing up, for him, he equated Christmas to gifts had to be wrapped. That meant a good Christmas for him. That he connected that. And not to say that I don't want to say he had bad Christmases or I mean, what's a good Christmas? What's a bad Christmas? I know people that don't necessarily celebrate so much as everybody else would. I know other people that tell their kids, you get to pick one thing. Whatever the one thing is, you get that. Or they put a limit. They say, okay, 3 things. You know, but that's your family. That's what you're doing.
right.
You know, but does that, or you have a dollar limit. If I say I'm spending $100, that's $100. You know, if we include or not include the tax. But if I say 100, it's $100. However, your one thing is $100. That's your thing.
Yeah.
You can't get mad if your brother picked 6 things and all that $100.
Right. You pick that one thing.
Correct.
I can dig it because I know like one year the kids wanted a Christmas tree, and I ain't really into putting up no Christmas tree or none of that stuff. But they wanted it, so I put the Christmas tree up. You feel what I'm saying? And it was fun to do with them. Now when they was little, we used to do stuff like make cookies and all that kind of stuff like that. This year, it wasn't really the kids, it was just somebody special in my life. And I could tell at the end, like Christmas was a big deal for them.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so if we in this space next year, we got to celebrate Christmas because now I'm gonna have to put up this Christmas tree and I'm gonna have to make it Christmassy in here because this is a big deal for you.
Yeah.
Not that it's a big deal for me because I could care less about Christmas, Thanksgiving, any of that stuff. But it's like, okay, I will compromise. I will compromise this thing if this thing is that special to you.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? So I can understand what you did for your husband. Basically, like, I don't want to wrap these gifts, and I'm upset about wrapping these gifts. But I did this because I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even though you're on this couch and you're sleeping comfortable, and I'm
I
lasering you down with my eyes, baby. But at the same time, I understand. But if instead of you, like when you say I had to figure it out, just tell me. Like, just tell me how special it is to you so that I understand.
I honestly don't think he had the words. I don't think that he could verbalize it in that way to communicate. Because to me, I was like, why is it that serious? And he was like, I always had my gifts were always wrapped for Christmas. And then I was like, but you don't want to wrap gifts. So now I got an issue with you want something done that you aren't very well willing to do yourself. So now I'm stuck there. Now I'm at that point. Yeah.
But it could have been he was explaining it his way, but because you didn't really want to do it, it was like a fall.
It didn't register for me because for me it was like, well, Ron, and I promise you, I said it out of my mouth. I said, my gifts weren't wrapped, and I turned out all right. And I'm talking about big Christmas gifts. Like if my aunt gave us stuff, I remember one year my aunt, my cat, she ended up sending the gifts. She wasn't able to come. She ended up shipping everybody's gifts down. And what she did was she wrapped, and now those gifts were wrapped, but she wrapped all our gifts in comic paper.
that's
So
cute.
from the Sunday newspaper,
Mhm.
everybody's gift was in a box and
Mhm.
wrapped with the newspaper.
Right.
Mhm.
And so that was, very creative. But again, I say, unwrapping gifts, we weren't the family that ripped wrapping paper off.
Mhm.
So when I see that, it makes me cringe. Even as a I'm like,
We
oh
would-
my God.
You know what
Like in my head,
happened?
I'm going like, why are you like? And I'm not saying like I'm so traumatized by
Yeah,
it. Like,
but-
it doesn't like I don't want
Yeah.
to say like, oh, so but
But
it's like,
this is how you do it.
But this, that's what I'm saying. Communication is how you doing, because I just thought about a trauma that I have when it comes to Christmas. Why I don't
come on, go
even
ahead.
like seriously
Because
like
all the gifts was for everyone.
okay. When I was growing up, all the gifts, like I never really got that many Christmas gifts for Christmas. Like I don't know why. I just had like a few little things up under there.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And maybe because like I'm my dad's only child. So it's possible because I knew something was going to come from him as well, but I didn't have that many Christmas gifts up under the tree. Like I would have 3 gifts and probably would have 6.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at her like, why she got so many gifts? Of course, we're gonna have clothes because my mama always like to buy us
Correct. Yeah,
clothes.
yeah.
So that really didn't count.
Correct.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
necessities.
The necessities.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Clothes
saying?
and shoes.
Clothes and shoes. And so, and it could have been that maybe my gifts were a little bit more expensive and she could pretty much just buy anything because she was young.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the situation was, but I
still
didn't.
remember crying about that. Why can't I get that? She
Right.
got this.
So, but I remember on Christmas time, growing up, now that I'm really thinking about it, I remember on Christmas time always crying.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? So like now I don't celebrate Christmas because like I'm just not doing
The
it.
commercialization of it.
Right. The
For
commercial
me-
because it's about giving. It's not really about receiving.
Yeah.
It's about us giving. So we ain't giving to nobody.
But
People
yeah.
just and the fact that people commit suicide because people like the young boys who killed their sister, the one who killed the sister.
Oh my God.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I don't want to
That,
celebrate
like,
that.
for
Like
real,
it's not even
that
what
make
it's supposed
you-
to be.
It ain't even. It make you not want to, and I get it because
Yeah.
it was mad because one brother got this and the other
Yeah,
one
we got
didn't.
that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you going after the brother but killed the sister in
Yes.
the meantime. That's just trying to stop the fight, and that was hard.
That-
It was
I don't know
horrible.
if
Like
that
even
is
just
there, but
people
that
being
is awful.
suicidal during the holidays, that really bothers me. Like that really does something in my heart because it's like everybody deserves somebody,
Yeah.
but nobody deserves to feel so depressed because they can't afford to buy a gift.
Yeah.
And they know that this is the pressure of the season that
Correct.
you have to give somebody something instead of people just coming together and being family.
Correct.
You get what
Correct.
I'm saying?
Because that's the point of it all.
Right. And it doesn't have to be like so pressurized. Like,
Mhm.
okay, well, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want this right here. Okay, I can't afford to get that for you.
Mhm.
Okay, well then what you want to get me?
Mhm.
Or better yet, what happened to the days that when you don't tell people what you want and they just give you something and you're
Yeah.
excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a gift, and it's nice because the person was thinking about you. I'm a big Christmas person. I'm a big.
Yeah, they
I'm
baby
a
be
big
sending postcards with pictures and everything.
Oh,
This baby right here do it.
Wow.
for a reason though.
Amazing. Mom.
Remember, we have two different perceptions of what happened.
Yeah.
I remember a Christmas tree that was full of presents.
Yeah.
6, 3.
Yeah.
That's it. All those other presents were for people we didn't know.
Right.
So many gifts. I have a big heart to give out, to
Yeah.
people that never stop. They were never there.
Like our mom would buy gifts for
in
other
the
people's
house
kids.
to share. That
Like she would buy
Christmas
gifts
spirit.
for your kid,
Uh-huh.
but you didn't bring us a gift. So
People
as I got older, I would start talking about that. Like, oh, you bought a gift for such and such and they 4 kids, but they ain't bring us no gift.
Yeah.
So why are you buying a gift for them?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was
Mhm.
Christmas was traumatic. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
But then,
And for me, if they had been there in that space and spent, I think I would have thought differently about it. But it was like, smash and grab. They came in, they got their gifts, they were gone. So for us, we do all the things. We're the whole time we're together. We're going out. We're making cookies.
Yeah.
We spend so much time together. They're probably tired of us by the end of it. But because I want them to feel connected to we celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
This is a part of our culture. We do, Victor's family's traditions.
Girl, they
We
be
infuse
making
it in.
soups and juices
Like-
and everything. I'm going to their house next year.
Okay, let's go.
They be having
Different-
everything. They had some kind of orange drink with cranberry and something in the crock pot. I said, "Boy, I
That's
know it
cooked
smelled
over
Christmassy."
a long
And
period
I
of
didn't even
time.
cook dinner because it was only gonna be me here. So I was like, "Ain't no sense in me cooking no food. I'm just gonna eat at somebody
Yeah.
else's house."
And I try because I want them to feel connected to Christmas.
Yeah.
And I do ask them to like try to get a gift for their siblings because if someone's giving a gift to you and they have to, and what you said about knowing better and doing better,
Yeah, yeah.
I am a non-traditional parent because I've had to switch how I do things because they weren't catching it the way you do it old school.
Yeah.
Old school, your kid don't go to bed, you smack the butt, you stand over them, you make sure to stay in bed. It didn't work for my kids. They
Yeah.
were like, what
Yeah.
does that mean?
Yeah.
So I had to find
But you
another
were,
way of
but you
doing
were
it.
also dealing with other things. It wasn't just that.
Yeah,
It wasn't just them being defined.
Yeah. and they're not. My kids aren't a unique, one out of a million.
Yeah.
There are a lot of kids, especially kids of color, that fall under the same category of having special needs. That the old way doesn't necessarily work. You got to take that old way of being there, being present, and modify it.
Yeah.
To make it work.
Yeah.
So we had to change things up, and so with that, explicitly explaining, we give gifts.
Mhm.
If someone's giving you a gift, you should try.
Yeah.
Send a card. Say thank you. The expectation, and not in every place, is that you try to give them something small. Now they can't tell you what they want and stuff like that, but you should try to bring something. So explicitly teaching that, but giving them the funds. I never make them save up for it right now because they don't have no jobs.
Yeah.
So they all have a little budget to buy something small for their siblings, and they all go out to like 5 and below and get a little thing so that when they exchange, they practice that skill.
Yeah.
And I think I lived my whole life, but I always say practice skills because they're always practicing skills.
And that's the other thing too. Like growing up, I would buy gifts for my like aunts and uncles,
Right.
and my grandmother would make sure I understood. Now I was a child. Now I wasn't like 3 and 4. They put your name on the gift. They should kind of assume. But I got to a point where okay, like my birthday money and stuff like that, and monies, and my grandmother would like earnestly hold on to my money to the point where okay, I knew where it was tucked away, but then when it was time to do something with it, then we did something with it. So she wasn't like, oh, well, you want to go to the store by yourself, you have to buy your own necessities. I mean, I was a child, I was young, so,
Yeah.
but she would make sure I understood that because my aunts and uncles didn't just do for me holidays, birthday and holiday. It was a constant rotation. They were the ultimate village.
Yeah.
If I got in trouble at 7 a.m., by 7 p.m., I have by 7 p.m., 8 p.m. the latest, I have gone through a rotation of having had a conversation with every single one. They're serious.
Now I honestly
Now-
wish that our family was like that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I wish that it was in that phase, but I think because we were military, like we were more of a military family, and everybody was always scattered all
Yeah.
over the place. Like my aunties, my uncles, my grandma, all the everybody was kind of scattered. So we didn't have that closeness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I make my kids be close. Like y'all brothers, y'all all y'all got something happen to me.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody but y'all. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no. It's just y'all.
Yeah.
So y'all got to sit close to each other and be close.
Yeah.
But I can respect a family that does that. Now I appreciate like my sister and I be close. I'm real close to Becky. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also the oldest.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That
so
comes with
everybody, right, that comes with a lot of responsibility
Right.
because everybody kind of like, where's Demisha? You know what I'm saying? Or
What
let me
did she
call
say?
Demisha. What did
First of
Demisha
all,
say?
the oldest, we're the family managers. My sister, so we were having we was having this conversation, and
Can you give me some is it some juice?
it was like when we were all together, and so I said something about the oldest being a family manager. She's like, "You're the only one that called yourself that." My middle sister said it, right? She's
Right.
like, "You're the only one that calls yourself that," but is it not true? But I may be the only one that calls myself that, but is it not true, Melanie? I'm calling you out. you know, and then Michelle is like right behind her going, but like you be telling us what to do, but do we do it? But it's that mutual respect, especially now that they're older and they're
It
obviously full of those. But
I ain't trying to be the family man.
yeah.
I just want to do me, you know. And I got
Yeah.
older child syndrome really bad. It's where like I disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really do, and it's kind of like I know that they need me, and they really don't need me.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm their big sister,
Yeah.
so they want to call upon me, and I want them to mature on their own.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I want them to do it because I know you can do it. It's just like I don't know. I got this free spirit, older child syndrome, where I just like I completely just go off the face of the earth sometimes.
You know what's funny with me and my sisters? Like for real, like they could tell me they want to be an astronaut, and you know what? I'm here for it all.
Right.
And this is me. I'm like, okay, well, let's go. What you need?
Yeah.
Like you need an astronaut suit. Let me buy that for you.
Right.
You know,
I think I do pretty well because I've been gone, right? So I had to learn something very early on, about 6 months after I left.
Mm-hmm.
That if I called for an opinion-based question, that was an invitation
for an opinion.
For an opinion, and not only an opinion, but like 6-7 days of calls to tell me what else. They suggest I do,
and then the follow-up, and don't forget the unsolicited advice.
Lots of unsolicited advice.
Yes, because you're gonna get that from your older sibling.
It wasn't from my sibling.
Not me though. That's the only thing. It wasn't like I'm just gonna tell you what it is, and then I'm gonna be done with it.
Yeah.
However it come out, if you want to share, cool.
Yeah.
If you don't, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a free spirit. I feel like people should just do, long as you're not hurting nobody. And you're not doing anything that's gonna cause you harm, and you're doing stuff to better yourself. I don't care.
Yeah, she is one of the most easygoing bitches
I don't care
in the world. But because of what I learned in the first 6 months of marriage, I discovered I don't want all this advice.
And this is what I was telling her, like, don't listen to people, just
advice.
do it. Like, if you want to do
Did
something,
you ever call me? Probably not.
No, I called my mama.
Oh, yeah.
Just do it. Like, don't listen to nobody because people gonna always tell you stuff based off their perception of life.
And I swear,
You
it
feel
was
what
only
I'm
for
saying?
something like, how do you fry the chicken?
When you take that chicken
and how did that work
and you
out?
wash that chicken out, then
6-7
you dry it off in
days
the dryer.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna call you
6
back
days
and I'm
later.
gonna see.
The chicken turned out all right.
Uh-huh.
Y'all
You
say
need to do this, this, and this. Why you ain't do it this way? Well, because I'm in my house.
And I forgot to tell you this part and that part. Yeah.
And she called me. I'm like, listen, just wash the chicken, season it, throw it in the flour, put it in the grease.
And
I don't know what else you want.
Like, y'all got a churches nearby or Popeye?
Right.
I'm
gonna tell you the easy way.
Yeah.
Like just go. Just go. You know. Like yesterday, she was like, since they've been here on vacation, she's been like moving around, and I'm just kind of it's her. I'm just kind of watching, like I'm just kind of watching. And I'm not really saying nothing because she's doing her. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, oh, do I be a big sister and say this? Or do I just like let her do her thing? But then I said, okay, I have to give her a perspective of life because I am at this older age. And so you don't want to wear yourself out now. So then when you get to this age, you so tired. You get what I'm saying? Because I watched my mom work like a dog most of her life, but then I also watched her at the age I am now be completely unhealthy, like standing up, going to sleep. Yeah. She got all these, like by this age, my mom got sense in her heart. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to like say to my sister, like, hey, like, I know you got a lot to do. You got a bigger family than me. I only got 2 kids. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's a lot of work that you have to do, but at the same time, you got to slow yourself down and you got to get some rest. She's like, I know. And I
had to have the adventure.
And I know she's like, I'm on vacation, so I want to go here, I want to go there. Yeah. It's no sleep, YOLO. Yeah.
But that's different as opposed to if she was at home and you were visiting her. We're going about our normal routine. But they're going about their normal routine, whatever that routine is.
The routine when she come in. Is we having fun. I wore her out.
Girl.
But she knows it's coming in now.
Yeah.
When you come to me, We gonna party. I'm gonna
Yeah.
feed
She
you.
want to hang out, girl. She gonna feed me top pop. I can't eat no more food.
She
Right now, I'm hungry, but I'm scared if I go and get
You
something to
hungry?
eat, that she gonna make something and
said
I'm gonna
that
be
before you
super
came.
full.
She was like, I'm hungry now, but I still got food left over.
Right, I'm trying to tell her, like,
I
girl,
don't
I
get some
don't eat.
hummus and slices.
Oh yeah, I like that. I can eat that. Oh, in a pickle.
And see, she was hungry.
Don't
These-
make me that.
These people
You
been
want
feeding.
food too, don't you?
No, I'm gonna eat the rest
These
of
people
my
been feeding me like crazy. I'm like, Lord, I can't eat no more food now. I'm just
You know
saying,
what? You feel
every
that
time they
way.
go somewhere, I'm like, okay, I'm like yesterday I came in here with groceries. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me a little thing, a tofu. I'm gonna get me some tiki Marcelo tiki, a tiki
Mhm.
Marcelo. I'm gonna get some of that. I made some rice earlier that day with my little piece of fish that I had
That
for
rice is
lunch.
still enough.
No, it's water in there to keep it from on the bottom.
Oh,
So I made the little rice and I was like, yeah, this is what I'm finna eat today. Because when they called me like, oh, we getting something to eat, I'm be like, I'm already full.
Yeah.
I was playing. They was in the house when I got here. I said, oh. I said, okay, let me just go ahead. I seen them. They was cooking something on the stove. I was like, cool. They got broccoli. They got potatoes. Oh, it's meat in there. I cannot eat that. Good. All right, I'm gonna keep making my food. Hey, I'm like, she better not say nothing about food because I literally don't eat that much on a regular basis.
That's why
but
you feel this way.
yeah, I feel full.
Yeah.
Girl, I went to sleep 2 days in a row. I said,
You slept good.
And now look,
I was knocked out.
now look at us.
Now look at us.
Hold on. First of all, it's funny how right before we got on this, you said, "Man, Shane used to hang out with us till 3 a.m. I can remember when I was because single, no kids, all of that. And I come over, it'd be y'all house, it'd be at the Toro's
Anybody's house.
anybody's house, and they'd be like, "All right, Shan, we
Not
going
my
to
house.
bed."
You know, I'd be like, hey, Shan, it's
We going to
4:30.
bed.
I'm finna.
Nah, this one right here. All right, well, we going the blankets in here, the pillows in here.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Like, if you leave, just lock the bottom lock. Cool, no problem.
Mhm.
If you stay, the blankets and the pillows in. Then I'm sitting there like making life choices.
Right,
Do I
right.
drive back or do I
Do I sleep on their couch, or do I drive the 9 minutes it's going to take for me to get home and sleep in my own bed? Take a shower, put on my pajamas, and sleep in my own bed. And there were nights I was like, no,
Why?
I'll just stay here.
Mhm.
And
And I
would
wake up in
legit-
the morning like, hey, Shan.
And I would legit be like, all right, I go get a blanket, a pillow, lay down on that couch in all of my clothes and be so comfortable.
Not that.
We knock out all my stuff, whatever I had, keys, wallet, whatever, shoes, right there. So it's all tucked in right there. And be knocked out. And then when they get up in the morning, hey Shan, or my phone, my alarm, whatever, and get up and go and do whatever else I have to do. Now I still would have to go home, take a shower, get ready for work.
But it was about you being a free spirit. You have a
Mhm.
choice. Anybody who have a choice had to come to my house.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time when they come, like, you want something to eat? Okay, you ain't hungry. All right, you want to go home? You could go home if you want to. I'm not trying to make you stay. I don't care about company. I like company when they're here, but sometimes I just like to be by myself. You make the decision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do because I go to bed on you in a heartbeat. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna get in the bed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sleep. Whatever you do it. Like, you need to lock the door. If you leave and you want to lock the door, you can't lock the bottom lock on that lock. So just tell me, knock on the door.
Yeah.
Hey, eventually I'll get up and come out here and
Yeah.
lock the door. But I sit in here all day with the door.
It's a good thing that she is a free spirit. I know I run you ragged.
No, nobody really bothers me though. Like, people don't bother me. I just want you to do whatever you want to do, and I just don't want it to concern me.
But when you come to my house, because I
These
want
people
to
had
have
rose
the-
for me on the dresser. I said, "Who drinking rose?" Like, who?
But did you like it?
It was good. It was good. I said, Mommy, you didn't
When
have
I
to
come
buy
to Texas,
me.
I won't need that.
No,
Look,
I have you some tea,
look, me. Like when I come, I
some
travel with my own.
sparkling water.
I travel with my own Bustelo.
Okay.
There we go. See
Look,
them?
I travel with my own stuff.
These
I'm not
people
playing.
fed me when I was there. My brother-in-law, he get me in the car. He like, oh, you want to stop and get something to eat? I told Papa we was gonna stop and get something to eat. We're gonna get these big old burrito things. I'm like,
Girl,
Oh,
if
good. I ate on the
he
plane.
offers you a big burrito, say no.
They know.
They are always way.
That thing was probably like this big.
There is no reason.
I
No.
was like, who's finna eat that? I said, me
The
and Bobby
four
can
people
just
that
split
should have
one.
cut.
Like, you're gonna make 4 burritos. We're gonna open this thing up and this.
All right, y'all going on 2 hours. Y'all did the longest podcast of Zip Mouth Motivation ever.
Wow.
Y'all brought the
Did we
pain.
break the internet?
I don't know about that because people probably be doing long stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't break the internet, but listen, y'all did it. We gonna get off of here though, because pretty soon she
Gonna have to
She
make
got
some
a
life
husband.
choices.
Actually, he had to work overnight. He had to stay at work.
oh yeah, to stay at work. Oh, so you
Oh,
good to
okay.
go.
Hold on.
Okay.
But you know your boy texted, hold on, let me tell you what he said. I gotta tell you what he said because I thought it was funny. That's why I was responding. So he said, 12:26. I'ma just go to bed.
I'm sorry.
You just let me know when you get in the house. Just go to bed.
This is my 21-year-old son, by the way, not my husband, because my husband is at work. My husband works late, and he doesn't normally have to work overnight. However, somebody called in. So he did text and say, hey, I'm gonna have to stay, I'm gonna have to work overnight. So even then, again, I had no set time on what time I was going to actually leave. I think I'm working on 12 hours now. I'm moving closer to 12 hours than before. So my response back to him was good night.
See, that's a free spirit.
Yeah.
That's a free spirit.
I would just go to bed. Good night.
My kids got my location. I was tired of talking to them. Like I was literally tired of them texting me like, "Oh, where are you?
But this is
What are you doing?" And I'll be sitting right outside.
Like
I'm sitting right here in front of the house in my car. Like, what is it? Oh, it's late. Well, why can't you just come in the house and sit in the room? Because this is where I want to be.
I'm not sharing locations. Because see, you're not gonna see where I'm at.
Girl, they do it all the time. Like they'll be like, "Mom, how come you went to the Asian cafe and you didn't take a home?"
Why you there? Let me get something
But
to
my wonderful husband responds back. He's like, "Oh, you were waiting on your mama," and then my son, whichever came first, because my husband didn't say, "Hey." Probably the last thing he said to him was, I'm only going to work for a couple of hours and I'll be back home. Mm-hmm. So this boy, 21-year-old, he's like, whichever came first. So then now all this is within a couple of minutes. And then he finally says, what's y'all's ETA? Just to know for work tomorrow. You got to be working at 7:30 a.m. If I show up to my house at 7:20 a.m., that's still enough time for you to jump in the car and take you to the take 4 minutes to get you.
Yeah.
What you eating? What you eating?
The cat.
Oh, I thought you had food.
My response back to him was, I will be there for sure. So I'm going to be there in time for you to go. That's all you need to know. The alarm is set. Go to bed, baby. You go ahead and rest on in the word. You just rest on in the promise of God.
Lay in his bosom.
Rest in the bosom.
Lay in his bosom. That's
the
too
bosom of the
funny.
Lord.
Anyway, I be tracked. They know where I'm at. They know what's going on. Because I just get tired of answering 1,000 questions. Like I remember I went to go help one of my friends and I was helping her do like some cleaning or something like that. And so y'all know how I am when I'm cleaning, I'm finna clean for real. So I'm cleaning and I look at the time, I'm like, oh, it's 9. I'll keep cleaning for like another hour. You know what I'm saying? But it ended up being like 1 by the time. I don't know what happened to the time, but whatever.
Yeah.
Man, when I walked through this door, they was both standing at the door like, where you been?
No. Like waiting.
I said I was 5'3".
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? Like, where you been at? Like, you ain't answering your phone. You ain't texting us back. Like, where you been? I said, I know that I'm single. Yeah. I know I am. But right now, I feel like I'm in a relationship with 2 people.
Yeah.
No. Just, okay, fine. We just gonna share locations. Y'all know where I'm at. I know where y'all at. They like, oh, you be at the Asian cafe. How y'all know I ain't at Bell's?
Yeah.
Because the Asian cafe and Bell's right next door to each other.
And the thing, like,
I haven't figured out.
Like our truck has a tracker on it because it's just always has. But it's not just for tracking; it's for also like maintenance stuff. So Anthony gets a report to his phone, letting them know hey, this needs to be done, that, whatever. So if he needs to really, really know where I'm at, he was trying
Just
to
pull the
go ahead.
report.
Yeah.
So we
I don't want to
thought
be tracked. I
that
just
they
want to
gonna
do what I
do
want
these
to do.
school things, but they
Bless
haven't
you.
figured out that they can.
Oh, they probably figured out. They probably just ain't saying nothing.
She
Cause see, I
figured it
thought
out.
Ahmad wouldn't help.
Mhm.
I thought he wouldn't help. I'm like, okay, he really don't know. But now he be like, oh, let me show you where you went.
Don't do that.
And then one day they was with their dad. And so he was like, oh, mom, where did you go? I said, why?
Yeah, like, you
He
in a
said,
whole nother
because
place.
the 360 said you was in Atlanta. What was you doing in the? How did you go to Atlanta that fast? I was on the plane. Why are you in my business?
Yeah.
I said, why are you checking for me when you ain't here? He told me I needed to make sure you was okay.
So we have
And then he
Life.
said you in Atlanta.
I have Life 360 with my sisters and my mom. And initially we got it because Melanie was doing truck driving.
Mhm.
And she said, hey, I'm gonna invite y'all to this thing so y'all will always know where I'm at for
Mhm.
safety reasons. Well, we never took it off. So on it, like you could tell how long somebody has been at the place, and then if they've marked the address as a specific location.
Mhm.
And then also you could tell, somebody's phone is dying and that sort of thing. So I get text messages, hey, I don't want to know why your phone was 7%. This is my niece. Suppose she needs to talk to you. She can't talk. And so we'll go back and forth with each other about that. Why is your phone only? Now you're wasting and it's not on the charger. Like you could tell, like if it's on
You
the
can tell
charger.
everything.
Oh my gosh.
And so I don't want to say my mama don't know how to work, but I know the day she's at work because I can tell my Life 360
Mhm.
and where she at and what she's doing and what's her movement. And then it also helps my sister because if somebody got to come pick her up from work, she know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
And so
Is that with Apple?
no, it's an app.
It's an app. I think they have it on a regular.
But that's good.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It still shares the location.
Yeah.
I
No
don't
matter
mind
what.
sharing my location because, like, some of my friends, like some of my girlfriends, I share my location. They share their location for safety reasons.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind sharing my location because I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally gonna go where I want to go. I don't care if you can see where I'm at.
But also, I can tell you I'm someplace.
Right. And I don't care if I don't answer my phone and then you look at the Life 360 or you look at I don't care.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not even bothered. I'm not
My
even
kids
processing.
know enough about me. Like we got Trello, they're on Google
Yeah.
Map.
Yeah, we do it for those purposes, and it's it's funny because like sometimes I'll get a notification telling me my sister left work, and I'm like, why are you leaving work in the middle of the day? She's like, I didn't leave. I'm still in the same place, but what it was airport. So if she's moving from one place to another in the airport, it assumes she has left her job because maybe the first time she put in the address, whatever point wherever she was standing, she marked it as work. So if she moves around in the airport, it says that Michelle has left work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'll be like, why did you leave work early? It's, one time I think I said that and she was like, I'm still at work. Like, and why do you know I'm not at work? Like what?
Like, who told you that?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, who told you that? Well, guys, we are going to turn this off because we're probably going to talk for another 7 hours.
What have
Until I go to bed.
Any and everything.
Yeah.
We talked about change. We talked about the structure of the government and how that forces change.
We did.
Yep. We talked about.
Was that in the beginning?
Yeah, that was in the beginning, because that led us into discipline, and discipline led us in changing from how our parents did things to how we change things.
Deep thoughts to shallow minds.
That was what I'm saying.
We went from deep thoughts. We went from deep thoughts to having shallow minds, as opposed to what was our original?
It was deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts to shallow minds.
I wrote it down
from
somewhere.
shallow
Oh,
minds.
from shallow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep thoughts from shallow minds, and we went
From deep thoughts to shallow mind. We changed it up a little bit. We changed it up. Ash. One time for Ash.
Yeah, one time for the Ash. That's the cat.
So y'all want to leave the people with an exit? Something positive.
Do not negotiate with terrorists.
Positive.
Oh, that's
Bars.
Bars.
Bar. Right.
It's okay to change things up a little bit. Take the old, make it new.
I probably should change them. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was for me.
I think you're just hungry.
You know what? I'll tell you what though. We really
Uh-oh.
need to because we introduced ourselves in the beginning, but the thing is that this is decades of friendship. And understanding that you could be friends and still remain friends over decades through time, through
Because we ain't seen each other since graduation.
life events,
Right.
and major life events, and not talk for months, and can text and say, "Hey, what you doing?" Or, "Hey, just want to let y'all know I got a doctor's appointment," or, "Hey,
Right.
for this thing or that thing," and not just like, "Oh, I got a cold or something," or, "Hey, what y'all got going on?" And not feel the shame, the guilt, or be upset because, "Oh, well, where were you when this was going on?" That was fun.
Yeah.
But still being able to pick up and connect, and we give. And I know a lot of times it's attached to a negative connotation, but soul ties.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are supposed to be connected in such a way that there is that soul tie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I understand having a soul tie to an ex. That one you just like, oh, if I could just, and you get past it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We want to fix them or we want to get rid of them? What we want to do?
No, I think we all right.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm about to.
But we're talking about the issue of
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The issue of
soul
yeah.
ties.
Go ahead. Y'all know I'm a little slow. Go ahead.
But having good soul ties with individuals, but you're not going to have that connection with everybody.
Mm-mm.
We go back to a different time in our lives, even when both of us were single, didn't have kids.
Up all night.
Actually, matter of fact, all four of us, including Tiffany, where nobody had kids.
Mm.
Where you were married, Tiffany being married, and Tiffany was probably 20 years in at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 7.
Yeah. She was 7 years in at that time.
Yeah. And at that time, that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When these people keep saying to me they've been married for 20 years, I'm thinking like, y'all got married 5 years ago. but they honestly been married for 20 years.
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, they really been married for 20 years. This is, y'all been married for 20 years?
Yeah.
What was I?
Yeah.
20 years ago, how old was I?
20 years younger.
I was 22.
No.
I was 42. So y'all got married when I was 22?
Wait. How old are you?
What year did y'all get married?
I'm 42.
Yes, you are.
Am I 42? How old
yes,
am I?
Yes, you are. You're 42.
Okay.
Because remember, our birthdays overlap.
Right.
What year did y'all get married?
05.
Dang, y'all got married in 05?
Wow.
Well, I thought it was 1950 or 20. What? It was 2015. Why I thought that? Y'all got married in 05.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild.
That young.
Love and happiness.
Things that make you want to do right.
Right.
Man, wow.
Dang, that's every time they say that, I be like,
what was I doing?
I was in another world.
I was the oldest one. Like, dang.
18 years old.
Kid that's turning 18. Like, how did that even happen?
What?
I was gonna pass over it, but don't make that face.
Don't
You
do
know
it,
what I
okay.
mean?
All right, I'm not gonna do it.
We'll talk about it. Okay, well,
We'll let you know how it happened.
yeah, like
I didn't know we still had to have this conversation after 20
Yes,
years.
like,
We
would.
should have had the conversation before we left the church.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw something. I'm about to
Oh,
throw
yeah.
something. Let me
Is
sip my
nobody talking to
lemonade.
you?
We're gonna talk about it after.
Okay. Dang, dog. Dang,
Ooh.
Lamasha.
Well,
The learning curve.
Hold on. This going a little different. This getting a little different.
wait a
Positive.
minute. Y'all got married 5 years after I got married. What year? I got
No, we got
4 years. 4 years after I had got married. Because I got married in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 years later, you got married. Just like our age. We're 3.5 years apart. So it probably was 3.5 years. Probably was 3.5 years.
Man.
See, you just still copying.
I need to copy you. I need to be married to somebody for 20 years. So I'm just Paul out here. So
We just out here in these streets just trying to make
dang.
it.
That's crazy. Nobody was married, and I was married. Tiffany was married, And I was
nobody
married.
had kids.
and nobody had kids. Now they got 3 kids. I got 2 kids, but I'm no longer married. You married. Mm-hmm.
And we come a long way from 3 a.m. prayer.
Ooh, boy, 3 a.m. prayer to
The
fan in the
Come on, the fan
fan in the room.
with the window open. The
Ooh.
icy train.
Yeah.
We had the icy train. I had the icy machine, boy, because when
Come
I was
on,
pregnant with a mirror,
Ooh,
oh
the
my
ice
God,
cream.
boy, they, ooh,
The
girl,
ice
she
cream.
and them had got me this little icy little thing and put it. Oh my God,
I bet you would have
she and them used to be in they used to buy
Oh, we sat the grind.
big
Yeah.
bags of ice and grind the ice for me.
Yeah. That's all what
And
you
that's
needed.
they would make me
Yeah.
a pork chop every day because I don't know why I was loving pork chops, but they would make me a pork chop
And
every
it had to
single
be
day.
fried
A
right.
fried pork chop.
That's
Yeah, I'm telling you, Shannon done been to surgeries.
Come on.
Shannon up praying and travailing to the Lord.
Come on. Look.
She done let the people leave.
Me and James sitting in the surgery center. And we looked over at each other. I was like, how long is surgery supposed to take? He said so. I was like, Denny's right around the corner, right? So we go to Denny's and we sitting there, and then we come to think, hold on, wait a minute. We was already, it was like surgery had already started like several minutes at that point. And so then we was like, we better hurry up and get back, because if we don't get back and we not there when she wake up, it's gonna be a lot of problems.
They was right there. No, the whole kicker was when I had a mod. Shan was like, wait a minute. Because nobody
nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
This is funny, right? True story. I knew she had said, hey, you was gonna go in the hospital and get induced.
Right.
Because it was before Christmas and the doctors was not trying to hold anybody the week of Christmas, right? So I'm at work. I ain't thinking nothing of it. I felt a little something in my sanctified soul, but I was like, I'm not tripping, because something in my head was like, no, she's supposed to get induced in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like maybe I was feeling something funny because either I hadn't heard from her or something. So next time I know, I look at my phone. This is like right at the cusp of pictures, and I get a picture message, and it's a picture from the mom of this baby.
No, let me tell y'all what happened for real.
What had happened was, hold on, that's what she did.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, what? So I'm calling, right? Now, mind you, this is a fresh baby.
Mm-hmm.
Still got film on the face, baby. And I was like, oh, good, well. So later on, finding out, she was like, yeah, what had happened was they just told us to come in today. And so we came in and we didn't tell nobody.
Well, because they was blowing me up. They had really started calling me at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Like the hospital started calling me at 5 a.m, trying to get me to come on in there because I was supposed to have him on Christmas Day. I was being induced on Christmas Day. And they was calling. So by the time I woke up at like 12, because Ahmad was such a relaxed baby, I was asleep half of the day. by the time I woke up, I'm like, I got like 15 missed calls from the hospital. Is something wrong? Because I'm still pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody in the hospital, so I call, I'm like, yeah, this is Marsha. You know, I'm getting a call from somebody. You know, like what's going on? Oh, we need you to come right now to the hospital. Bring your bag. We're gonna induce you today.
Yeah.
Hold on, I ate food because don't I got a
We cut you off.
I ate
we
food.
bypassing all
Right. I ate food, so don't I gotta not eat food for like a couple of hours. But as soon as I got there to the hospital, my water broke.
Oh, well,
It was crazy. Like, but they still did the C-section
Yeah.
because they were scared at that point to do a VBAC. I had already had a C-section, so they were scared at that point to say, "Oh, well, you can push the baby out." But see, the thing in between Amir and Amar is Amir was 9 pounds 13 ounces.
Bless them, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
I said I was 5'3".
Special.
I said I
you
was
made
5'3".
choices in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I was 5'3". But Ahmad was 9'6", so I probably really could have pushed Ahmad out because by the time they did the C-section, his head was already, I was already dilated, and I could have just like, but they was nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I already came with problems or whatever, so they was like, no, you already had it. Because you know with Amir, I had to get like 6 pints of blood. You know what I'm saying? To have a blood. And shout out to the people who be doing blood transfusions because like 3 times I was supposed to die. And if it wasn't for somebody else's blood, I probably wouldn't be here, even though I got that much blood in my body now. But either way, I'm here. So I just was like, well, I guess we having a baby. It was no time to tell anybody.
Yeah.
All I could do is send out pictures like, hey, listen, here go the baby.
What happened was, hey, we done already had the baby shower, so I got the gift.
Right, like we got
I
the gift. I had 2 baby showers, so yeah, it was on the popping. You know,
like you either with it or you with it. You mad?
I'm sorry that y'all upset because a lot of people was mad. They was like, why you didn't say you was going to? I didn't have time. These people calling me. I'm thinking it's an emergency. Like they got to take the baby out right now. Is something wrong? Like is the cord around the baby neck? They like, no.
And you don't even know. Like you at home.
They trying to schedule some extra rounds of golf, girl.
That's what they was doing. They're like, let's get her in here. We told her the 25th, but we ain't doing that on the 25th. We finna do this 21st, 22nd, 23rd. She going home because on the 23rd I was home.
Yeah.
I was home with a fat baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that just happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it just all worked out.
It did.
That was hilarious. So that was funny. And then we went. Anthony and I, when I got off work, went to the hospital. He was like, "She what?" And I was like, "Yeah, Mom, she had the baby." He was blowed, and then
he was blowed too because you know what? They had went through the whole pregnancy with me.
Yeah. And our plan, we was going.
Anthony was bringing me food. Honey. Anthony was bringing me food and helping me get in the car. It was funny. It was too funny. Anthony was fixing stuff, all kinds of stuff. They went through the whole pregnancy with me, and then like. Wait, she didn't call us?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we got cheated. We got cheated.
No, I mean to. But see, what happened was when he came home, that became y'all baby. So
yeah.
Because I would say a good portion of their life, but Shan has raised them. They remember Shan, like they call it, Amar called her Shannon the other day. I said,
don't do that. Like, don't do that. That trauma.
Y'all know where we finna go. All right. So I promised these people a podcast. They got a 2-hour podcast because I don't know when the next time I'm gonna see either one of them. Probably in the next couple of years or so.
You just have to put us on each film.
Yeah, next time I'm put y'all on the film.
And we're gonna have structure.
Yeah.
Was this a structured conversation?
No, this was not structured.
No.
Oh.
No, it was just
this conversation was I like free conversations. Y'all like structure, huh?
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe we'll just have something to, like, talk about, like, something specific to talk about.
We could talk about the price of tea and Charlie. Me neither.
I can Google it.
Well, we'll know what kind of world events going to happen. They got a lot of world events going on.
Yeah, too many. But we can talk about it.
Yeah. Wars and rumors of wars. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Forget the wars. How about we can't pay for our houses anywhere?
I'm just looking for my mansion.
I need a mansion.
Look, I got.
I'm still looking for my cattle, so I don't know what y'all looking for. But
look, there are streets of gold. I'm not even look. Let's go. Lord Jesus, don't tell me.
Before we go, this man posted on Facebook the other day. He said, "Lord, come take us. We ready to go." I said, "Hold on." I said, "Wait a minute." I said, said, Lord, hey, take him. He is ready to go. He like, Zip, you ain't ready, baby. No, I don't know what Lord you talking to anyway. So, no.
And then we doing that, right? Where we going?
Like, where is we going? Because, like, what? Come take us well.
The we you speak of, who's included in your we?
Who
Like,
gonna be there?
No,
no,
what
no,
it
it's-
is, everybody on
it's
Facebook
we.
who reads this, we ready to go.
And then hold on, is that your pronoun?
right, because who is everybody on Facebook who reads?
Like y'all don't have
I was just scrolling and trying to mind my business, and instantly because I can read, I seen it. That don't, no,
No,
I'm not ready, baby. I don't know
Yeah.
where you going and what Lord you talking
Yeah.
to, but
you talking about like Lord of the Rings. You
Right.
talking about, you know,
Lady Lord, who is that? Like, who we talking about? Like, what? No. But anyway, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I'm pretty sure people gonna watch this one all the way out. 'Cause listen, people be nosing. They be
Yeah.
like, what they talking about?
What they talking
We
about?
talking about you. Uh-huh.
like if you get all the way to the end, there's no prize.
No.
No.
Yeah, well, it was a prize though.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Like at minute 53. You know about that minute 53 prize? Go back to minute 53. So if you go back to minute 53 and you could put in the comments exactly what we were talking about.
Mhm. There you go. Love y'all.